son, tout ça dingue. C'est vite ça la capa jamais mort. Ti vite là nous les bébés. Comptez pas nous toutes ces bagailles ça là pour plaisir qu'on nous. Et à nous tiens les causes. C'est petit qui capelle ouais mais domni. Zampa kale chuizika mon kati wetim tim les souhaits et tout mon kapoui mas jijoube tout ça dingue. C'est vite ça la capa jamais mort. Ti vite là nous les bébés. Bon Dieu ba nous toutes ces bagailles ça.
Bon Dieu ba nous toutes ces bagailles ça là. Hartley, good evening to you. I'm happy that we again can make it to another Sunday, a big Sunday where we are having another guest in our studio, and that she is Velma, Catherine Pierre Louis, and she has so many different names. She's going to tell us why all of these names. One, Velma, teacher Vel, Ms Pierre Louis. I can understand it, Ms Pelley, Auntie Vel. She has to tell us all about that. All right. Yes, good evening to you.
It's a pleasure to be here tonight. Cecil once again in another Lakou program. I was very excited with the news that I saw this week. Dominica is among the 5 most beautiful countries in the world to visit. And, that's very good when it comes to the beauty of the island.
And when we talk about the beauty of Dominica, we can talk about all the various shades of green. As a matter of fact, yesterday I was driving from Portsmouth, and while driving from Portsmouth, when I reached in the areas I should say of that of Bois, Dubla, and Collioure, I said, "Wow, Dominica is really beautiful." And at the same time, I took an opportunity to watch across the western side, which was the sea, and how calm the sea was. I said, wow, this country called Dominica is a beautiful, beautiful country.
And more particularly, Bois. I have a brother there.
Uh-huh.
He's a fisherman. Well, he has his own shop, a fellow called Wapi.
Mm-hmm.
Neville.
Now, before we go to Velma, I need to maybe have 5 minutes if you. What do you make of the incident of Donald Trump yesterday?
Very interesting question you ask. I mean, when you look at the father or the mother of democracy, that's supposed to be teaching small island states like us what democracy is. Sharing different opinions and agreeing to disagree. But when you look at the long line of violence in the political history of the United States, you have to ask whether the United States is a third world country. Because quite a number of assassination attempts, even for instance, we've had situations with President Reagan.
Yes.
We had the Kennedy brothers, right? 2 of them,
yes,
through assassination. We had the destruction of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and the list goes on. The Nancy Pelosi,
yes,
her husband beaten with a hammer. So, I mean, what is the United States teaching us in terms of democracy? I mean, come on.
Well, for sure, I don't think the world will take it kindly, especially in the modern world that we are living in, and we're talking about peace, and we're talking about to ground your arms and to see that we cannot disagree to agree. It speaks volume of where democracy is actually going to. And I'm happy that the individual was caught and shot. At the same time, according to reports from the FBI, let's hope that what the report that is given to us is accurate.
But are there lessons to be learned?
Oh yes, there are quite a lot of lessons
right,
to be learned.
Because right now, especially...
And not just lessons to be learned in the United States, because the election is in the United States. It's lessons to be learned all around the world, because if you remember 9/11, when 9/11 happened in 2001, on 11th of September 2001. Sorry, 2011, sorry. It's my bag. I'm very sorry about that.
Go ahead.
All right, when on the 9th of September 2011, when you had the bombing of the Trade Center, you saw immediately security changed. The whole security of the world has changed. And so when we're talking about the mother of democracy, we have seen what has happened last night. I can guarantee you tomorrow, tonight, first day, until the 120 days is not ended during the campaign period, you're going to have quite a lot of security.
When I talk about lessons to be learned, I'm talking also around the world. Can leaders just take it for granted that they can just walk up and down? And they're not going to be copycats? I'm saying that because, for instance, people like to copy what they see. And I'm saying that we cannot just take it for granted because it happened in America. We have to be concerned, as you said, around the entire world as to the level of security that leaders are offered. We cannot not take it for granted where everything is all right.
Yes.
You never know what's in the mind of a gentleman.
Some people,
yes.
Even people around you, people who even support you sometimes, you have to wonder what's going,
so you have to be very conscious about your security detail.
Yes.
It's important. You go, very important.
And that's not just an example for the United States, it's an example even for
the world.
For small countries.
For island states.
For our small island states like ours,
Because we take everything for granted.
People say things on the radio and people threaten you on the radio and sometimes we take it lightly.
You have
not
to
knowing what's in the person's mind.
You have to take it seriously.
So I think security now has to
step up.
It doesn't matter what side of the fence you are, whether you are in the minority or whether you're in the majority. I think we too as a country have to now look at
our security.
How we secure our politicians.
Our leaders, whether they're in government or in the opposition or wherever they are.
Yes.
We have to be taking this thing seriously.
That's important.
Lessons to be learned.
Now, before we go to our lady, who do you expect to win the election in the next 120 days in the United States?
To be honest with you, the trend I'm seeing, Trump. That's my view.
Well,
we may share different view.
I saw the BBC did an accurate job giving the British 410 seats in
the
Parliament.
Labour Party.
Yes, and they saw to see a decrease of over 260 seats to be lost by the Conservatives. We saw that they were on point, and so when you hear people like CNN, is telling you that it is looking Trump's way. It tells you that the people who are actually doing the work on the ground, the scientific work on the ground, is really doing what they have to do. And even in France last week, the same thing was said, and we saw the results.
And one of the main reasons for that, Biden has been a very good man. He has a lot of experience, but one of the things that people are looking at is his mental state.
Yes.
His mental state, and we saw it again at the when he was addressing NATO.
Yes. Oh, yes. It was very poor.
Very poor.
Yes.
Where he called Zelensky Putin.
Putin.
Right. And, people are beginning to say he needs to be examined because of he keeps forgetting things.
Yeah.
His mental state.
And you cannot be having the leading country of the world, the leading democracy of the world, to have the wrong leader. And so the Americans will make their choice of their leaders. Whoever the choice is will be the right leader, because the majority is what counts.
And when Alzheimer's is setting in, you tend to forget.
Yes.
You see what happened to Reagan.
I'm not saying it's Alzheimer's that actually kicking in.
But
he's just forgetting.
But that is one of the symptoms that happens to you as you begin to forget.
Yeah.
It is a very strange disease. So I hope that it's not really that, but you can begin to see that his memory.
I saw that Donald Trump himself this week had a meeting with the Prime Minister of Hungary. And I don't think some persons in America took that kindly. because he's not president yet. But I figure he feels that he's going to win the election, and so he felt it was important to have discussion.
The fellow in Hungary, he's now the chairman of the European Union.
Yeah.
And it's important that he speaks to both members,
yes,
those in government and those out of government. You never know.
And that's what the Americans need to know, that they cannot not want to speak to Donald Trump, even if he is presently in the minority.
Yeah, but
the way it is leading now.
He's the leader of the Republican Party.
He will be the leader of the Republican Party a few days from now. They're going to be having the caucus soon, the RNC caucus very soon. So I think it's tomorrow where they will be nominating their leader. Most likely we heard that Donald Trump will be the front, or is the front runner, and most likely he will be the person running for the Republican Party. The Democratic Party will be having their own next month.
Next month, yes. In August.
What do you think, Kamala Harris?
No, Biden.
You're going with Biden?
Yeah, Biden.
No, you are going with Biden.
Yeah, Biden. Even if he is losing his memory, but he's still the most popular choice for the Democratic Party. Kamala doesn't have it.
You think she doesn't have it?
Right.
So why would he get her to be his running mate?
Mm-mm.
Because remember, she's vice president, and being vice president, the next choice of person will be Kamala.
I hear you.
Biden did not run after Obama because Biden chose not to.
Right.
All right. But I'm saying that Biden, you normally what happens is the front runner or the vice would normally be the choice
and
of
do
the
you
delegates.
know the next most popular person
is this black guy?
No. Michelle Obama.
Oh well, yes, yeah, Michelle. But
Obama.
I don't think Michelle is prepared and ready.
It doesn't matter. But she, after Biden, would be the most likely person.
I'm giving Michelle about 2 more elections.
Well, no. If the time comes,
2024, then you have 2028.
If the time comes,
I think in 2042.
If the time comes, then 8
years from now.
We never know. Could be Michelle.
Well, we can
just speculate.
We can speculate based on what happens at the delegates conference next month. So if she's given the choice, like what happened with Obama, if she's given a choice to present or to be the first choice, they call it feature speaker of the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
Just know the next election she's going to be the next.
Well, let's see what happens. It's early days, but Biden is sticking to his guns. He wants to.
I think Biden is brave. But anyway, we have don't forget, we have our guests. We already have 41 viewers on Facebook, on my Facebook.
Yeah.
Just want to say good evening to Yolande Keppel. She said that she's watching. Martina Roye, she's also watching in New York. Asquith Pinard says that he's watching in St. Martin. Anderson Jolly, PH or RPH, is watching. Enzo Irish is also watching. He said, folks, I'm watching. And also Gloria Lioness Walsh is watching. Good evening to all of you, all who are actually watching at this time. I just want to say good evening to our guests in Studio 2, the studio of Felix Henderson. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, speak up. We need to hear your voice.
Good evening.
Oh, you want to come closer to the mic?
Let me see.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You're looking good now. How should I call you tonight? Velma, Ms Pelley,
Catherine. So many names.
Catherine. Which one I should really call you?
So many names.
So many names. But which one should I call you?
But my real name is Catherine.
Okay, so I can call you Catherine.
Pierre Louis Vidal.
Catherine, welcome to the studios of DBS Radio.
Thank you.
Your friend Wapo told me, boy, you know what, Cecil, this lady Catherine should come on your program. She meets the criteria and she should come on your program. And one of the criteria is your age, 83. How are you feeling at 83? Catherine, how are you feeling at 83?
Well, I'm feeling okay.
Are you hearing the monitor very clearly?
We're at the front there?
Yes.
I'm hearing your voice.
Are you hearing it clearly? Are you hearing my voice clearly?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm happy. I'm happy. So yes, Catherine, 83, 10 months. How are you feeling? Tell us.
I'm feeling good. I can move around, do all what I have to do. I'm still teaching, still meeting people, and make myself comfortable.
Wow, that's good to hear.
At 83, that's good.
She can make herself comfortable. She's still teaching.
Right. Does she have a husband?
Catherine, do you have a husband?
My husband died in 2017.
She got married at the age of 72.
What are you telling me now?
Catherine, is that true?
Yes.
Right, she got married at the age of 72.
72 years. But that's a record, man.
And Catherine will be telling us all about that right tonight?
Some of the things has to be personal.
All right. No. I know the personal
I have
aspect.
a lot of things.
But no, there's some things that I will not ask.
You will not
I can
ask.
guarantee you that there are many things that I will not ask. But I mean, you have to tell me about your 72 years. Not 72 years of marriage, but you got married at 72. How that happened?
Yeah.
I need to know how that happened.
Wow. It's a long story.
It's a long story.
We'll reach there.
But we'll reach there. No, Catherine, you are actually from Bois.
Yes, I am.
In growing up as a girl in the community of Bois, very tender age, maybe 2, 3, going to preschool. Do you remember anything going to preschool?
No. We did not have a preschool at that time.
I had no preschool, so what you had?
No, so we were at home, doing our chores, what we had to do. And then at the age of, when we went to elementary school, 5 years, we went to Jubla Government School. And I remained there for some times. And then afterwards, I was transferred to the Roosevelt Douglas Government.
So hold on. So let us go back a bit. You said that you, at age 5, you live in the community of Bois. But you had to go to school where?
We had to go to school in Jubla.
So that is a good little distance, right, for a 5-year-old?
We had to walk. But when we started school, because there was no preschool in the place at that time. So the time of school, so we had to travel from Bois to Jubla.
Travel, truck, walk.
No transport at that time.
So 5 years, your father brought you to school?
No, we were going to school with children. We were walking to go to school.
So kadi molana?
Yes.
At age 5, eh?
Yes.
At age 5, you take a march for l'école?
We had to, because that is where we had to go to school.
So when you attended school, would you remember some of the pleasant things that you would have done at school?
Well, some of the things I could have done was, I would say that at school we used to be doing a lot of what the subjects we used to do. We had the teachers at the school. Then we had things like, when we started, we had classes. They used to teach sewing at the school, handcraft and those things. We had a teacher who used to do that. And from there, at the age of, I think, 15, 16, then I was selected to go to attend the Portsmouth Government School, because Douglas Government School, because there were few children to fill in this school, so they had to select children from different schools.
And then now you have to. You at what age was that?
No, at 16.
So you left school, the government school in Dublin.
Yes, at 16.
At 16, and you had to go to Portsmouth at the age of 16.
16 years.
Right.
But I did not stay there that long, because the circumstances beyond control, which is very ticklish.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to tell us. That's fine.
So then I did not really stay there. Because what happened, so I told my parents, if I can get another place to live where I was living, I finish school.
Okay, so let's take it now in Jubla. You went from 5 years to 16 years. Tell us about your engagement with your teachers in Jubla, the names of your teachers, and maybe remember one or two friends of yours in school.
Yeah, I could remember there was a Pelley teacher. I know of Sheriff Pelley. We had a UFL Pelley. We had teachers, and some of them which I could really remember, I would say, for a long time.
No, going to school in that period, coming from a fishing community, fish every day?
Well, my father was a fisherman. and used to go and see, and then we used to be at home, taking care of the house with my mother, and then my father migrated to England, left, but at the time when people used to go to England, so he left and he went to England, so my mother was at home with her siblings, six of us.
Okay,
5 girls and 1 boy.
So tell us the names and where they are now, if you can, if they are all alive.
Well, one died.
Mm-hmm.
One sister died in Canada,
Mm-hmm.
and the others are alive.
Mm-hmm. So tell us the names
My
of your...
brother, Pierre Louis, he was a police officer.
What, Pierre Louis?
Pierre Louis.
What, Pierre
My
Louis?
brother Clement Pierre Louis.
Clement Pierre Louis.
Right, we had Gloria, she died in Canada. We had Sonia was the first, I was the second. And then we had Gloria, Agatha, Beverly, and Delia.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about, it's 6 of you all, right? Six of you all.
One died.
No, I mean at the time growing up.
Well, yes.
Okay, in that 1 room, 2 room, 3 room, how many rooms in the house?
2 rooms.
Two
room
rooms.
and drawing room and bedroom.
So drawing room and bedroom, or living room and bedroom.
Right.
Now, you all would have had a nice little yard, because in those days, in many years ago, 80 years ago, you would have one house there and another house a distance away. All right, that's how you at the time Bois was, or you all lived close by.
Well, not very close, but not too far.
Okay.
We had neighbors around.
Mhm. And so, what about in your yard? What are the things that you would have done while going to primary school in Dubla? What are the things you do? Skip, you sew. What did you do while at home?
Well, while I was at home, I used to go and learn to sew by a lady by the name of Roso John Baptist. But that lady, she never really caught in front of you for you to see what she was doing. But I used to go there. If she was going to the garden, I would go to the garden with them because I wanted to learn. If they are going by the river, I would go by the river and help them to wash. If they're going to scrub, like Christmas time, they would be scrubbing their homes. I would change my clothes at home and join them to help them to do those things.
So even while she's teaching you to sew, there's something she held for herself.
Was that?
I said even while she's teaching you how to sew, you said that she held some things for herself. She wasn't showing you everything.
No, she wasn't. People in those days were not cutting for you to see.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, what happened, I used to look at the magazines, the catalogs, with taking the measurements. Well, she never learned to sew on measurement, but I tried to do that on my own.
Mm-hmm. We have a few people actually listening to us tonight and actually viewing. I just want to say Delta Ismail, she says good evening, and she's listening and watching. And also Ruben Michel says that he's watching. Mona St. Louis is watching. Norrin Frederick is watching. Tina Bell is also watching. We have Agatha Joseph. She says good night, and I'm watching from Wesley. Good evening, Wesley. Caesarina Elwin Augustus is watching. Johnny 2K is watching. I think that's in Antigua. Hamilton Joseph is watching. Yolan John Jones is also watching. Robertina Irene is watching. And Antonia Dokchov is also watching. And Sandra Sale is also watching. So quite a number of persons actually. Your number is already 67 people actually watching. That's how quick the social media is. And a number of persons are actually listening. So now you are at Dubla Primary School. You have friends. What was the attitude of students at that time, in those early days? What was the attitude of students at school in terms of their relationship with teachers, the relationship with other students like themselves? What was it?
Well, the relationship wasn't bad. I mean, we used to interact with each other, play, and we had a lot of fun. And then we were together, sometimes in the classroom. You will always find some people, at least children sometimes, that one like you, that one don't like you. You had some, maybe one sitting by you is your enemy and those type of things.
You mean in those days it had that now?
Oh, yes.
You serious?
Oh, yes.
That because you're smarter, You get an enemy for that?
Some of them now, because they are smarter than you, or they wouldn't want to for you to watch them or help, and they would be by themselves, and then we just used to grow up that way, and then.
So in those days, had copy
days, yeah, because sometimes you sit by a child and she would cover her book, so you couldn't watch. That one would cover that one, they wouldn't watch, instead of assisting,
So ça a fait longtemps.
Longtemps.
C'est pas actuellement ça a fait.
Oh no.
Et moi quand c'est aujourd'hui là, ça a commencé commencer c'est aujourd'hui là.
Longtemps. Especially they used to have patois talkers. I could remember once the principal of the school. Then there was a child. She was not my friend. Then the teacher asked for patois, and he's going to hide in the bush.
Hold on. Là où parler patois, who's gonna? The students are hiding in the bush?
Yeah, they were not talking patois. Children used to hide in the bush to go and report to the teachers for patois talkers.
Okay.
But that person was not my friend. But I knew nothing about that. And then when we went around 1 o'clock, then the teacher called the patois talkers, and I was one of them they called. And the principal of the school had a tamarind whip, and he beat us badly. And I personally knew I was not talking patois. And I pleaded, but he said as long as my name was mentioned, so I had to get my strokes with the tamarind.
So quand dis-moi comme ça, là où tu es allé à l'école, c'est juste ça. Ou parler patois à l'école là, ça dit moi?
Nous ne parlons pas patois, mais nous ne parlons pas anglais parce que patois.
Mais si quand on dit là où parler patois, il y aura battu?
Oui.
Ou quand avec coup?
Teacher là de c'est des gens là de aller raser c'est tu ka coûter là au l'école comme ça si vous parlez il t'en ou parler patois même si vous pas de parler c'est pas frère nous il aller report tout.
Mais c'est
le principe.
But
mettre l'école là de ka nous ko avec longtemps ouais. Ça me dit pièce mon pas dit me parler patois because me taper trop pour ça.
Adams, that is something strange.
No, it was not strange. You had to speak the Queen's English. Any patois speakers would be punished. That was the code.
But hear what she's saying. That I mean, the principal definitely beat you for talking patois.
You don't speak patois in school.
Yes. And you had to be by the table, send you by his table.
You go by the table and get
then
strokes.
With his tamarind whip and you beat up. Whether you patois not talk or not, once your name was mentioned, your friend said you were talking, blows on you.
Licks on you for patois speaking.
Yes.
Ça débarrasse sort, man.
No, that was the rules.
Yeah.
That was the rules.
So what about at home now? Was your father and mother talking patois?
My mother used to speak English to her children. She didn't want to speak patois to her children. So my mother used to speak English to us. But nobody taught you how to speak patois. So, it's a language that you learn. So you listen.
So where your mother is from?
My mother was from Bois.
And she spoke just English
at home.
She didn't want nobody to talk patois to her children.
And your father, where was he from?
My father was from Bois too.
So hold on. So when they both having conversation, they were talking in Creole?
Well, my mother speaks English. My father, they would speak patois too. But my mother was more educated than my father.
Mm-hmm. So your mother would just not speak the patois for you.
She never used to speak patois to her children.
And if you speak patois, what your mother would do or say?
Well, we wouldn't talk patois at home to her because when she speaks English.
Daddy, I mean that's common language qui passe. You're 83. So that means you would have been maybe over 75 years ago.
No patois.
But that is amazing. I thought that once upon a time that every community had people speaking patois.
Yes.
So in growing up, you heard quite a lot of patois in Bois?
Well, yes, a lot of people used to speak patois. But we mostly used to speak English. My mother used to speak English to her children.
So if you make a mistake and speak Creole in the house, what happens?
No, well, nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong?
No.
Mommy wouldn't beat you?
What is being said is said.
Okay.
It'll be taken back.
All right. Now, what about when your mother and father talking? Your mother will tell you, put your head down, put your eyes down?
No. Don't speak to one another. Children would be there doing their chores, doing what they have to do. You listen.
But you're not in mommy and daddy conversation?
No, we wouldn't enter in their conversation because sometimes they would tell you, Makapale bao.
So that's when Pato come in. So Pato had the chance to come in. So they'll tell you, Mopakapale bao. And they tell that in Creole. So
Yes.
So that's the first things you're starting to learn now. More Pakapale bao.
I'm not speaking to you. Yeah.
I'm not speaking to you.
Right.
And what would be your reactions?
Well, as children, you have to obey your parents, what they tell you to do.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do it.
I know that some children and growing up, and your eyes fall into your mother's eyes when she's speaking. Would you hear from your mom, put your eyes down?
As I said, they would just tell you, Mapakapale bao.
Okay, that's all.
Yeah, sometimes you don't have to.
No, let's deal with your yard. There are things that went on in your yard. Would you remember the things that went on in your yard as a girl growing up?
Well, what went on in the yard, because we had our house was a two-room house, and then we had our kitchen in the yard, and we had our yard where we used to plant flowers, have our hedge on the side of the entrance of the house, so we'd be planting flowers there, and we used to really do what we had to do our chores to help our parents.
Okay, I just want to say to you, your figures are going up. My one is 86. On my Facebook page, Andy Williams is night. Julietine Andrew Tuma, he says good night everyone. Sandra Norris is also watching from New York. Randy is also in New York. Her Excellency Jennifer Baron Tuse is watching. Edwina London is watching. And Jenna Abina is also watching. And Gums is watching. Agnes Augustus is watching. Glenn Peters is watching. Jean, I just said Jean, says hi, hello. Rubena Mandaru is also watching. Wow. So quite a number of persons are on. And also Matilda Daly Cook is watching. And Mahala Joseph is also watching. So you have a very good following at this time, very early.
Let me ask
Yes.
you, where was your house located in Bois? Is it whilst you're coming into Bois by the bridge or across the bridge by
After you
Millicent?
cross the bridge, and there's a little road going up.
Is it by Millicent there?
Right, the house above Millicent.
All right, I know that house.
No, Vel. What your meals were like? What foods mommy and daddy would give you?
Well, we used to eat everything, and we were the ones when our parents give us anything, we couldn't say no, we don't want. What they give us, we had to eat it. We had to eat all bananas, yam. We used to make a lot of yam, kaplau, and those things. We used to go in garden, carry our bananas. And from the height where we used to have our bananas to the home, sometimes we'd make free trips. When we had a ravine, we had to climb the hill for the first trip up and then go back down and go back again and then bring the last trip down home.
Even as a woman?
On our head.
Even as a girl?
Yes, we used to do that.
Well, you see, you had 5 girls and 1 boy, so you had to do it.
Oh, yes. That was what we had to do to make life move for us.
So, a lot of yam, you said?
My mother used to have a lot of yams. We used to plant yam. We have a lot of yams.
Baba Wule?
Kapla, yes.
Kapla?
Kapla.
And we had a place where they had, we used to call Lakou. We used to go up there. We had mango they called Toby.
Mm-hmm.
And it used to be sweet. We used to carry that and sell in Portsmouth. We had our customers. And that's how we used to make our living. And what happened, we used to plait straw, make the straw hat. We were not making the straw hat, but we used to plait the material itself.
Mm-hmm.
And we had customers a lady in Portsmouth and we'd sell for her.
Wow.
So we'd stay up. And that was a form of how we used to earn finance to help at the home.
Mm. And in those days, it's pounds and shillings, right? What was it? What kind of money that you all were using?
What money we used to use? We used to use shillings and pence and those things there.
You're going to tell us, you're going to help us to have a greater understanding as to that shilling and pence. Pence is 2 cents, right?
Yeah.
And shilling is what?
Shilling is
1 cent?
12 cents.
Shilling?
We call it in patois shilling.
Un shilling.
Un shilling, c'est qui ça?
Shilling.
How much was the value? What's the value of a shilling?
What's that?
What's the value of a shilling?
I could remember that. Shilling.
20 shillings 1 pound.
20 shilling.
Make a pound.
20 shilling make a pound.
4 farthings make a penny.
So,
Yeah, 4 farthings one. But we used to count
Yeah,
that.
4
that is the type of
old money.
we used to
4
have.
farthings.
so
one penny.
let's go back a bit. Let's go back a bit. I want to get a greater knowledge of that. So 4 farthing
Make a penny.
Yeah.
make 1 penny.
Yes.
Yeah.
And 12
Hold on,
pennies
hold on.
make
How
12
1
pence
penny?
make a
How
shilling.
one penny?
4 farthings.
How 4 farthings can give you 1? I want to understand that.
Well, it's
because
money.
I know 4 quarts giving you $1.
Well, no, don't think about
For
it.
So don't think about that.
No, that's
So
old time. That's old time money. Too.
4 farthing.
Make a penny.
Boy, so what is a farthing, boy? What is the value of a farthing?
That was plenty money.
So what is the value of that
In
farthing?
those days, it was
Boy, a
plenty
farthing
money
would be
for
about.
us.
Boy, a farthing would be equivalent to almost $1. We.
Almost $1.
Yeah, boy. In those days.
Someone said to me, 1 shilling was 24 cents. 1 shilling
24 cents.
24
was
cents.
24 cents. 1 shilling.
So 12 pennies.
So
make-
half a shilling.
12 pennies make a shilling.
So hold on. So half a shilling. half a
Don't
shilling
get
is
confused.
12. It's 12. It's 12.
Don't get confused with the
It's
money.
12. It's 12 cents.
4 farthings.
4
One
farthing
penny.
Make a penny.
make 1 penny. So which one is bigger?
Eh?
The penny or the shilling?
The shilling is bigger.
The shilling is
Oh,
bigger.
Because you have to have 12 pennies to make a
Make a
You have
shilling.
12. Wow.
12 pennies to make 1 shilling.
I want some people to help us tonight on that one.
And 12 shillings, 20 shillings make a pound. At the time, a pound was about $4.80.
Yeah.
A pound was what?
20 shillings.
$4.80.
20 shillings make a pound.
Okay, so help us. When we go to the shop and buy bread, how would you ask for the bread then?
You want a penny bread?
A penny bread. And to get that penny bread, you have to have how many shillings?
You have
How
to
many
have
pennies?
four farthings.
You have to have 4 farthing.
Yeah,
So
You
bring
can
4
buy a
farthings to get
a penny bread.
A penny bread.
Yeah,
And now we know a penny is 2 cents.
Yeah.
A penny was 2 cents, right?
yeah.
Wow.
But a penny bread was bigger,
A penny bread was big.
very big.
So we'll come to that in a while.
Sure, as it is.
I need us to also that Leona Sango is watching from Bois. She says Teacher Velma Adams from Bois is watching.
Papa.
Lester JB is watching. Josette Jackson Johnson. Hi Miss Velma. Janet is watching. And so okay, someone tell me 12 pence was 1 shilling. We got that already. And Rosalind Severin McLean is listening from New York. But that is good. That is good knowledge for those of us who never met it. You met that, right?
Yeah, I met it.
So four farthing,
1
is
penny.
1 penny. So what's giving you a hipney? Two farthing give you a
There was
hipney.
no here. 2 farthings would be a hip.
So 2 farthing would be a hipney.
Yes.
1 cent.
Yeah, 1
For a
cent.
person who didn't know, was like, because I raised knowing
You
hipney
yeah.
and 2 cents and 5 cents and
Have you ever seen
and
the
50 cents.
Have you ever seen the farthing?
No, never.
Well, go to the museum.
Okay.
Go to the museum. You'll see the farthing.
Okay. All right. Somebody talking patois. I can't read patois. Sorry about that. They call that person on the line. 17 mon ke jeune. I ain't gonna bite my mouth for that one. I can talk in my gas. I can read
You
it.
cannot read it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Vel. So you said that you had to go to the river, but before we go to talk about the river, you spoke about what you ate at home. Yam.
Kapla.
Kapla.
And
That's
Yam
wild
kapla.
yam. It's
My
the
father
wild
was
yam.
a
Eh? Kapla.
fisherman, so he used to go and see, so he'd catch all kind of fish.
So-
the channel.
So
Big
it
fishes.
we go.
No, I wasn't eating small fish because my father was a fisherman.
Big fish eating.
Zoti kopa we so. Zoti kopa we so.
Ton.
No, because my
toward-
father was a fisherman, so when he
So
goes and see,
bagay kon ton,
Ton.
marine,
Bechin,
bechin, bot.
there's another one. I didn't like the boat to that extent. What do we used to call a long one? Zofi.
Zofi.
Sophie, yes.
Right. My father used to go and
Redfish.
on a Saturday. And when he would come in, like in the evening when they would go and see, when they come back, would put the pot on fire with salt and whatever, onions, and then the first batch would cook that. and then we'd go and clean that and put that on the fire and we eat that with farine. That used to be so nice.
Wow.
Fish with a ring.
Yeah, the gravy would mix that.
We born.
So you mean you
After
put in
we-
foreign in the gravy?
Gravy and that would hot and that would be so nice. And we used to enjoy that.
So
as children.
your gravy was made with butter, yellow butter.
Well, you just put butter,
Yellow
your
butter.
onion, every or seasoning to make it taste nice.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And what about breakfast? A set of kakuti?
We used to have cocoa. We used to have toloma. Like my mother used to make toloma. We used to have drink that, make that for us. To have our cocoa tea with coconut milk.
So let's take a look a bit. Let's take a look at time. Let's talk about the toloma. Where the toloma was made in
Well, my parents used to grow it, and
so-
we used to prepare it.
So
Get
you,
it, scratch it, and put it to soak and strain the water. We used to sell at the market in Portsmouth as a part of our income.
so let's I want to get a little schooling on that toloma. So you planned the toloma.
Yes.
How long it took to?
I wouldn't remember that, but it would take a certain amount of time before
Okay.
it would be ready.
Okay,
And would rip it up,
harvest time.
harvest it,
Uh-huh.
scratch it,
Uh-huh.
prepare it, put it to dry in the sun.
How many days?
Was that?
How many days?
How many days?
How many days you put it to dry in the sun?
No, well, when it is white, it will be white. So when it is good enough and dry, and so we'll just change it out from where it was.
Okay, and in those days, I hope it's not for fading days to sell a pound of toloma.
I don't know how much they used to sell.
So how much you used to sell it toloma?
I don't remember that.
Wow, boy, ça c'est
Attends
In
longtemps.
those days, there,
ça c'est tant longtemps.
because we used to sell in Portsmouth,
Mhm. So the marketing part of that you all used to literally drive to Portsmouth.
Yeah.
Or take the boat.
We take boat. That outboard boat going to Portsmouth.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
So you
when
fish
when the sea used to be rough, so we would go by foot.
Tell it.
They walk.
So
Oh, yes,
you're
when
walking
the
from Bois, Dublin, Mon Espagnol,
Oh yes.
Picard, and get to Portsmouth
You
Lagon.
don't have a choice.
Pass Lagon.
No
Yes.
transport, Cecil.
That was it in those days.
No truck.
So if you have to walk, at what time would you start walking?
But they would sometimes we would get about around 3:00 in the morning and start after, till, we start walking around that time so that we can reach on time, because we had a long walk to do.
And all used to enjoy that. Happy you're going down to Portsmouth. No, Vel. When you go on the boat, how many of you all would go on the boat?
Sometimes, well, we used to have outboard. There's a gentleman, he used to have a boat, outboard motor, and then he would have the passengers would have to pay, first to go.
And I'm sure you can't remember what you had to pay. Eh?
And then if we would go down, we'd have to row the boat. But we used to go by the outboard. There's a special gentleman.
Row the boat.
There's a gentleman, he used to go and have the outboard motor, and then we'll take it from the to Portsmouth.
Uh-huh.
We only used to row the boat when we used to call it to church.
Oh, so we have to talk about that. I want to talk about call you going to church. So it tells me that we come a long way.
Yes.
I'm Adams.
Yeah, you have to row boat
Yeah.
or take the sail, put the sail on the boat.
So you're telling me that there was no there was shortcut that they could use. C'est pas là où those streets they have today that they can walk to from Bois to go to Portsmouth. What was the shimmy like?
It was very narrow.
Very narrow. They help
Little
us.
twice used to pass.
Little twice.
And that's what we had, so we used to enjoy ourselves.
And in that little twice, a lot of grass around it. Then.
Oh yes.
Plenty grass.
Oh yes.
You think it's joke now that day?
Hold on now. So you're telling me right now the road Mon Espagnol there, you're telling me that was like a twice going up that road?
Not more inside of Mon Espagnol. You see the road was going
Straight.
Mon Espagnol was on one side, and we see when we turn, we see it there. When we turn that way, we see it there like 40.
Oh, just put it up. Yes. Yeah.
Behind your back, when you look, you see Mon Espagnol behind you.
So hold on. So to get to Portsmouth, do you all have a twice on the seaside or
In the middle of the road,
in the
from when you leave from Bois to go to Dublin, you'd be the sea was far from the road.
Okay, the sea was far from the road. So you had to do that twice. So or you didn't have to walk up that mountain.
No.
Twice they taking shortcut.
Taking a shortcut. And how long it would take you all to?
The twice which passed the road.
How long it would take you all to traverse that
I really
twice?
wouldn't really remember because
So when you leave at 3 o'clock, what time you get? You change
8
for the
o'clock,
market for
7
6
o'clock?
o'clock?
around that time.
So 3 hours of machine, but
3 to 4 hours.
But that's why you're looking good, so. No. You said that you all would, some persons would row the boat, some persons would use the outboard. But most times, when the sea is rough, you all would use the boat. Never a close call while you're going to the market, almost sink and that kind of thing. Never had that?
Say that again?
When you're going on the outboard boat, on the boat, nothing close to say the boat almost sank. Nothing.
Well, no.
Never.
Because whenever I used to pass way out, short seaside, that anything happened, so you could easily get yourself on the shore.
No. We were talking about arrowroot. What's the name we call it? Toloma. For persons who do not know, Toloma, the English name is arrowroot.
Yeah.
So we used to give that to, in my time, they used to give it to me as a baby, to say that get strong and so on, So you had to drink arrowroot. We still have arrowroot today.
I still drink it.
Yeah, I'm still drinking it, especially when you have diarrhea.
You serious?
Yeah, I still
That's a
drink
good
it.
one.
I still drink my arrowroot.
Okay.
You must try it, Cecil.
I still drink arrowroot, but not very often.
It's nice.
I see people putting custard instead of arrowroot. No, kakao tea. How was your kakao tea made?
How? Say that again?
How did you all make your kakao tea? With cow milk, with what?
Coconut milk.
Coconut milk.
Yeah, we used to have the coconut, we grate the coconut and then squeeze the milk. And it used to taste nice. Local.
And sugar.
A little sugar, not that much.
A little sugar. Those days you couldn't put too much. No, what about cow milk?
Well, we didn't have cows as such, but we seldom used to have it.
So in those days, what about flour pap? You all made that?
All those things we used to make.
Flour pap?
Yeah.
So flour
For
pap.
breakfast and all those things there.
Cornmeal.
Yeah, cornmeal.
Is that oats in those days?
And not really.
Bolga? You had bolga?
Like we used to have the corn, we used to make something in part what they call chili bibi.
What's it name? Chili libi?
Yeah. Like the corn, you'd roast it and then you pong it on the mortar and then you'd make it like cereal like for you.
What's it name? Chili libi?
In part what they used to call it chili bibi.
Chili libi. Bon, le fait ça là, oui. Dis-moi comment on peut faire quoi? Dis-moi comment on peut faire chili libi.
What's that?
Dis-moi comment on peut faire chili libi là.
Well, when you roast the corn and then you pong it and you strain it nicely because you got the hard part of it, and then you do just like you do make cereal. Instead of buying the cereal, so we use the corn, the local things to make.
First time I heard about that one,
Well, you better try.
Chili libi.
Yeah.
We'll try chili libi. Anybody that knows how to really do chili libi, you can call us tonight.
Well, go to
I want somebody to. And you're telling me that you take out the hard part of the corn.
No, what we would do, we roast the corn.
You roast the corn?
It, and then you'd pong it, you sometimes in a mortar. If you had a meal, you turn it, free it, and then you use it to do what you have to do.
What? I didn't know that.
Well, you have to go to Bois to learn about chili bibi.
So that may be the same, no, not the same way, I don't think it's the same way. They're doing cornmeal, they're taking the corn and they're grinding it now.
Right.
But she's telling me chili libi was, you have to pong it to get that means you have to have plenty corn, we?
Yeah.
What you have, you use what you have.
Very interesting.
That's interesting.
Chili libi. I must keep that in my head.
Yes, I must keep that in my head.
It used to be nice.
So let me ask you a question. I know people in Jubla used to do that too.
What, of course.
Wow.
Especially when what used to say that when La Toussaint, people used to make those in the evening when you come out, used to make the chili bibi and then you drink that. It was fun.
Brenda Webster tells me it is very nice. But Brenda, I know who you are. Vehicle, maybe it take plenty of that. I go to ask. I am going to look for you and to see how you can help me to do that one. I want to experience that one for sure. That Chili Libby. I mean, that's amazing. Okay, now you said that you all didn't have a lot of cows in Dublin or at your home. In Bois or at your home?
We didn't have a lot of cows because we used to have one or two. Because when we used to have cane cutting of cane, my mother's mother's husband, they had a mill, and then we used to turn the cane like we have the cows, and then the cows now we used to be at the back of the cows now, and turning the mill, going around it so to make the syrup, and we used to do all that. When holiday time, we used to go up in the country area and sleep. And would cut our cane plantation, and then would carry the cane. Like just to scratch the eye, can you scratch you a lot?
So I don't want to disturb you, but someone said to me, the same Brenda Webster, she said, I'll get some for you. Thank you, Brenda. I really want that way. And Deborah Roy said, I want to make Chili Libby. So and so she spelled it there, CHILIBI, Chili Libby. So she already says she's gonna make it.
Yeah.
So I think Velma, you have to go down to Bois, so the elderly people will show you how to do it. And as much as someone says it's a really nice. Kewana Fountain is looking up. So Kewana, I want you now as producer of Creole to get to know how to do the Chili Libby to make people in Dominica know how to do it
and to get
in
strong.
Creole.
Yeah, and to get strong.
And to get strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So your breakfast, as you said, would have been sometimes your fish.
Eggs, you'd have eggs. You'd have fish.
C'est mon manger bien. Eggs.
Yeah, because we used to have the fish, we had the fowls, we used to raise our own fowls.
What about egg?
Cattle.
What about egg? Oh, sorry. What about peanut butter?
Peanut butter. We used to eat butter, but more or less, in those days we were not having those things to that extent.
Cheese.
Well, a little of it. What we had, because.
Well, all you had was you all used to make jam.
Yeah, guava jam.
Guava jam.
That, yeah. Put it on your bread instead of butter. So use the jam and pass it on the bread. And it used to be nice. We used to enjoy it as children.
Now, I want to go into church now. The little community of Bois, the priest wouldn't come to Bois. The priest would either go to Dublin or Collioure. Where was the church?
Yeah, that's where the church was.
Both in Dublin and Collioure?
Yes. So we used to go to Dublin to church.
You used to go to Dublin
and
to
then
church?
we used to go to Collioure to church as well.
You used to go to Collioure to church as well sometimes, when it's big mass. So big mass is Collioure.
Well, yes. But we in New Year, sometimes we'd have our special Sunday. Then we'd sleep go overnight in Collioure and we'd sleep. Because every third Sunday of the month, young people then would have to go to Collioure, sleep, and next day go back to Bois.
Wow.
And we used to walk, when sometimes we used to walk to the hot sun, watch the hill, and walk back to home.
Boys.
There's no transport, because the boat, sometimes you haven't got the transport to go, so you don't.
So you're telling me, hold on. So you're telling me, but any truck, c'est sous ça, that no truck.
Any Pierre's truck, no.
Come see me back at Quail.
No truck.
Why do you pat any truck?
No, there's no transport. We used to walk.
No, I don't parle bien.
Because there was no roads.
I don't parle bien. He patted the Pierre's truck.
No.
No truck.
In the early stage, it's boat we used to use.
Boat.
Cannot.
To traverse from one village to the next or marché.
Listen,
we used to go to Collioure.
I mean, a child hearing that now would say, Granny not talking the truth,
That's what they'll say, but you have to tell them. They don't listen, but they'll tell you that it's things in the past, But that is how we had it, so we have to talk about it. And I don't think we talk enough of those things.
Yes.
But the young people nowadays, they don't believe in those things. They just tell you that's time in the past, but that is what makes us who we are.
So your foot wasn't hurting you then when you walked in?
Oh no! But when we used to go to school, nowadays children have shoes and socks. We used to barefoot.
Napier you going?
Napier, we used to walk in the hot sun.
Nipier?
Yes.
Napier?
You know what I did? What I used to do, I used to, the coconut. I would cut the back of the coconut husk because I wanted to protect my feet. So I would make slippers with that. And there was something they used to call codmaho. I would take it and wrap it wrong to protect my feet and walk to go to school.
You
I used to feel good because I have slippers going to school. You know what you mean?
Vel. Anu pale sa ako, Vel. Vel, anu pale sa ako. Pourquoi di mo kon sa, la ou te ka li l'école. Ou te ka pon, ou te ka couper cocoa.
Pliché coco là.
Ou ka pliché.
Oui, la pola. Ou te ka pon
The straw of the coconut.
The hard part, when you take out the fine part.
Yes.
And then now you do. There was a kind of a rub it's called codmaho, so
Yes.
would use that as
Codma was still around, you know.
Appreciate that nicely.
And codma was hard, you know.
Oh
Right.
yes, you
And
peel
make
it out
and make your shoes.
and make slippers, string. You know, like the string when you have the tennis shoe making double. I used to be happy because I used to be proud because I could make it myself
How-
and I to see me. But I was protecting my foot.
How long
From
was
the sun.
how long would that shoe last you?
Well, as long as you wanted to.
Wow.
Wow. Hear that? The woman making her own shoes.
Oh yeah,
Look for her foot not to burn
slippers, yes.
on the ground.
Because when we in twice the
Coconut,
passing,
right.
in twice have stone,
Yeah.
it have wood, it have all kind of thing in it twice.
But
And you
you
have to
fix
pa-
it nicely and polish that as those your shoes you have on your
You
feet.
polishing.
No, like you fix it nicely, smooth it out nicely, and then I used to feel good. I used to do it.
Someone said they would. I'm not so sure what he was trying to say there. Young people have things easier. It's a luxurious life for them. Wow.
It must be luxury, you know.
It has to be luxury. It has to be luxury for them, and I can understand that. So now we're talking about church. So you said that you would sometimes have to leave Saturday to get to church for Sunday.
Yeah,
You
we
go
do
Saturday
that.
afternoon, and you
Back
carry your clothes in what?
Carry basket. That time we didn't know suitcases. You know the carry basket.
Yes.
That's what we used to carry our clothes in. Type put that on our head and walk the road.
He put in the plastic.
Sometimes on a Saturday afternoon we would leave Bois and go to Collyho because my grandmother had a place in Collyho. They had a building where we used to sleep and get up, go to church, and the next day back to Bois.
So you have a carry basket. There's those big ones or just?
No, not
Look,
extra big.
Because I know
to
this carry
carry
basket
your
is so big.
clothes.
They have some big ones that they used to put the food in. So
Yeah.
it's not that one.
Not the
A
big one.
smaller one. And you would put your clothes in that asute too.
Oh yes.
Balancer.
We didn't have a choice.
Eka balancer.
Oh yes.
Ou pa ne bouche be?
But of course we need to
Ou ne bouche mo kwe le ou mette
Pas ça qui tient la tête tout
non, ou ça qui te sur la tête ou
Non,
pa balancer ou ça.
ou obligé de tremper ça ceci.
It is too light then.
Si ou pas tremper qui tombe.
Ah okay.
Okay, twice the passing.
Huh.
So they had to hold that on the head.
Oh yes.
Ça la ou call it l'église now. Ou ne pou passer c'est hard là now. Ironing clothes now. What you would do?
Cow, those
Ka-
like flat iron and cook and put that in coal. Use iron our clothes, fold that nicely, and get ourselves set and do what we had to do.
No, help us have
Sometimes they would do another iron they used to call goose.
yes, goose.
You to put the coal inside of it,
Mhm.
and then you'd iron with it. About else you'd have just flat iron and coals, and we used to enjoy it because that's what we had. No, we have electric iron.
So you're taking the goose. You remember you put in the coal on
Inside of the
So
goose.
the hits. You know,
Yeah,
I remember as a boy growing up, my mother used to have a coal pot, and she had the coal below, and she used to put
Small iron.
She put in something on top of the coal pot, and the iron on it, and the heat, and they used to take a cloth, and they used
Wipe
to
it up
wipe it
nicely
out,
so you
yes.
don't burn the clothes.
Yes, I remember that. I remember that.
I remember
Yeah.
myself.
So that's what you all would do.
Yep. At the time, that's what we had. So no electricity. That's what we used to use.
You said no electricity.
No, in that time we didn't have lights there.
So no coal food.
So no lights in Bois, no lights in Collyho, no lights in Dublin.
People used to use Bois. You know, you put kerosene in a bottle, and you go in anywhere in the night, and you would go your kerosene in your bottle, light your bottle, and that was your light for you to go where you had to go.
Wherever you go in, you have your Bois.
Bois, they used to call that.
And your Bois, and you have matches.
You have to have all your matches when you go out, so you have to catch it and light it back again.
Yes.
Yes. Could you imagine working in the night with Bois?
So what about because we're talking about the church. What about your church clothes? You said you'd carry it along with you. Would you hear from your mother? Si we had ça quand on sortit l'église?
Well, we had special clothes for garden. When you come out in the garden, that is different. When you come out in the garden, you had a special clothes. When you are going to church, you have your special, like first Sunday of the month, it was, and feast days was special. But ordinary Sundays, you don't have to put nice clothes on you.
You can put a WC.
Anything? No, not rinse. Well, iron. But you know what you would put on a feast day would not ordinary Sundays.
Okay. And now someone said to me that you had to use candle wax to clean the iron. You remember that?
Candle, yes. That's what we used to use
Pass
to
it
clean
under
our
the
iron,
iron.
underneath the bottom. So it would stay smooth and nice.
Now, Claudette Dangeben Yusef is watching. Cyril Duhus is also watching. Princess says that she's watching. Kelvin Mann said that he's watching. So you are up. Quite a number of persons. You're up on 101 people actually watching you now.
Wow.
Just a little less than an hour. 101 people actually.
And you didn't start to talk about my lifetime.
And we don't even start to talk yet. We're taking our time to realize we're talking about
Well,
just
we
home
are at
in the
home.
yard. No, you said that you're at Falls. All right? You had to clean the fowl coop, right?
Yes.
You had to go look for Zebgwa.
We had pigs too.
You had pigs. So what tell us how you used to raise the fowls?
Well, we used to cut like the coconuts, the dry coconut, cut it small and throw it for the fowls, and then when you grate the coconut itself, they used to that pash the cocoa.
Yes, pash.
So you just send that outside for them, and scraps of food you'd send it, and then they would enjoy it.
In the yard?
Yep.
No. When you want to kill a fowl, what when you want to kill a fowl, what you would do?
Well, we had a fowl house and we have them inside. So if you have to kill them, sometimes you pick up. We used to mostly kill those there, like feast times, feast days, kill them and prepare it. And we used to raise pigs as well.
So you all were not in the style of putting wabi rum in bread.
What?
Rum in bread. You all were not doing that to get the fowl drunk and to get them.
No.
They're fowl cage.
We had our fowl house. So they'd be in and would be cleaning. We have to clean that in the morning and make sure it's properly, and the pig house as well.
No, so now when you're ready to kill the fowl, you do it normal. You go. Your parents will tell you which fowl to kill.
Well, yes. When the time, you have like that one is a little old, so then the older ones you'd have to kill it.
So you slaughter the fowl. You cut the neck. You cut the inside. You clean it.
Pre-meat.
No, first you have to pre-meat, right?
Yep.
You have to put on hot water.
Yep. You have to take out the feathers. Yep. Pour the water over it and take out the feathers and clean it nicely and cut it out.
And no fridge.
And prepare it. We didn't have fridge.
So how?
We used to dry. Sometimes dry what we have.
So how long?
Fry what we have, and sometimes you put it over the fireplace
The
to
garlic.
dry. That's like we would have fish. That's all we used to prepare them to as well.
Okay, wow, that's and pigs now.
Well, the pigs, we had the pig pen, and we had to be cleaning the place. Just like you would clean your normal home, because the pigs had to be neat and clean and tidy as well. And they had a special place where they would sleep in the night, dry, where they would eat. They have a special place would bring their food for them, and they would eat up, and we'd have to clean up the place to make them look clean.
That is amazing, and the pigs would be for Christmas.
Oh yes, Christmas Eve we used to kill. My father used to kill pigs, and to hear them screaming in the night, in the early morning, du venjour. Oh boy, it used to be amazing.
When your Saturday arrives, it's
Christmas time is when all animals crying.
Oh yes.
The time comes.
Just want to say good evening to Wilbert Willis and Angelo Allen. You both are watching. Junkie is also watching. Just want to say good evening to you folks. Now,
let me ask you a question. Were these huge pigs? I know, for instance, those pigs get big,
Oh, not extra big, but it all depends on.
Or the local pigs.
Right, yes.
So you used to give them what kind of food?
The pigs.
We used to give them this banana peeling. We used to give them boiled food for them, and give them.
So the banana peeling, I think in Vegas, I know that my auntie and them used to raise pigs, and they used to take the banana peeling and put a lot of salt in it, and to boil the banana peel to give the pigs. That's what you all were doing in Bois, right? Put salt. Yeah. You had to put salt in it, right?
Not really.
Not really.
No.
Okay, so now I want to know the first time you saw light. Then if pour me for over light. Qui l'a ajouté? What age you were?
Could I remember that now? Those days, not I remember it again, But I could remember when we had got water. Because we were the first persons in Bois to have water. Because when we were leaving, I said I did not want my mother to carry water. Because we used to carry water in the bucket and go bring it home. We have our goblet. We used to have goblet so that the water would stay fresh. So you could drink your goblet water, you feel good because when you drink the water, it would be nice.
The goblet is making it stay cold, I don't know how I don't know how that happened.
It would cover it nicely.
You have it for 4 days and it's still cold.
And that was to us, that was special. When you had goblets at your home, bagay go amun.
C'est vrai. So you cannot remember the first time that you all got light. But what was the excitement? If you cannot remember, what was the excitement like?
It was good because to see, every time you are in darkness, we used to use little lamps, with kerosene lamps. We used to use gas lamp. People with the shops used to use gas lamp. And so when the lights come, it was a joy for everybody. Like, one day light will be
So but if I play chant as then, no song on that, then light
I
will
don't think so.
No song.
Another interesting question to ask her would be, when did she first get roads in terms of pitch
roads?
Oh boy. Well, when we used to travel, because when we used to travel as far as May Road, roadie boat from Bois to Miro and take the transport where the roads were reaching. We reached as far as St. Joseph too. Then from there we were in Kulibi Street, Bois boat, Kulibi Street, take the transport, and then before it reached Bois or area, we used to reach to Coliho and take the transport from Coliho and go to town.
Okay.
But when it reached Bois and passed through, that was so when it started to the transport people with vehicles used to come pick you up and then you'd go to town.
Okay.
But it was a long journey. We see a lot of misery, eh?
So you're telling me, and you can remember those years. You can remember the year when you would have had to get your first ride to go
from Bois to Roso.
I couldn't recall because it's been a while, and right now, look at my age now.
83. Okay, were you 40 when you had roads?
I was younger.
Younger?
I should say that.
25, 30. I'm sure maybe the roads would have reached your area maybe 1960.
Yeah, in the 60s.
I think so.
Yeah.
1960s there about.
Yeah.
When they caught the road from Jelion going across.
Down. Right.
That would be in 60s.
And that was hard work,
That was a lot of hard work.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Go for a lot,
Up to now, you still seeing that other piece of island, I can say.
Yeah.
It's not a rock. That other piece of island in Jelion still there. I remember that there was a big accident of a famous individual.
Yeah, man.
Daughter died, I think, coming from I think the north and on the way down. they get into an accident in Gel Lyon. And that's many years
ago.
when I just started doing some
I
work.
think it was in 60s they may have gotten the road.
Gotten that road, yes.
Took-
No. Can you remember your first trip to Roso? Pardon me, no.
My first trip to Rose was on boat.
Yes, tell us about that, Papa.
We took a boat. I think the lady where I was learning to sew, her daughter was not well, and then now they had to take her to hospital, and we had to row the boat from. So I went with them that evening, from Bois straight up to Roso, rowing the boat to take her to the hospital.
My goodness me. So you rowed the boat from Bois
Rowed
to
the boat from
Bois to
because there was
Roso?
no road, you know.
But you have to have strength.
So when you arrived in Roso that night, because you said you left, it was a night time.
I can remember exactly what time we left because I can remember when I left home. So the mother said, look, I left and I just leave a message for my mother and I told her that I'm not there. I went to Roso with the people because she was suffering, and we had to take her to home.
And when you arrive in Roso, where was the hospital? So we can put time in it. We can
No,
put
there
time
was
on
a
it.
lot of time.
Was it in Roso by the ministerial building, or was it in Goodwill?
You don't know, it was by the ministerial.
So that'd be for 1960.
Yeah, but that before 1960.
That'd be for 1960 for sure. So
the
who
road.
saw we put any roads then?
But can you
I think-
imagine rowing a boat
Huh?
from Bois right where it is to Roso?
To Roso.
There was nothing soft
Yeah.
there.
Nothing soft, no boy.
Boy, and you have to go and wake up that
And
man.
we had to do it because we had to take the person to the hospital.
And you have to wake up that man
Men
or men to go down to Roso.
on that boat.
Parce que moi, je come choup sui. Et moi, je paye, moi, je come choup sui. But that's a distance,
That's quite a
Oi.
distance, man.
But we were not taking it for nothing, it was just
Fun for them.
Just fun.
At that time, we didn't have a choice because what else would you do? That's how we had to travel.
So when you arrive at the hospital, when you arrive in Roso, you saw light. Over Clientele, pas vrai? Light. There was light.
Yes, I think so.
And Saudi, what did you say?
Nothing.
Ne pas dire mon ou dit nothing. Pas try ça. Ou pas ça jamais pas dit nothing. Dis-moi, what was your reaction when you say, okay, I reach in New York? What was your reaction?
You saw lights. I mean, compared to where you come from, it was darkness.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Because I remember when you left the village, it was dark. No lights there.
Dark.
And as you're coming up, as you're rowing up, you see dark all along the
All
way.
along the way.
Darkness.
Oh, yes.
And for them to do the rich Roso, it's where the light
it's that
is.
sing light.
Where the light is, it's Roso.
I know.
So no way, no, they have to know who we and you have to know which way you know.
So well, you reach by the jetty, the old jetty. Well, you put that boat by the jetty in Roso.
I can't recall, because in those days,
Pas de mal l'idée à Khalid
on
déjà.
a changé ça.
On peut pas changer ça, non?
Well, maybe she go right by the under the fort.
No, what you have to tell us, I need to know what was your experience on arrival in Roso. I need to know that.
I really cannot really remember.
So, là où il Roso. Okay, you may not remember that. Going back to Bois, you went back in the morning?
Well, as we dropped the person, then we had to go back because when you reach next, almost morning time.
Mm-hmm.
So you're rowing back.
So, only put
Yeah, you had to row back.
So, only put the hormone or all the Roso, south of Roso. You have to.
No, you drop, all one now. So
No, even all the drop one la. You have to tell somebody because your first trip to Roso. Your first trip to Roso is like any child who you gave a toy for the first time. He will talk about that toy. So I'm saying to you, when you went back to Bois, did you tell your friends,
What you saw?
your Bizarrel and them, moi aller au oui, pour yo chic dire c'est pas vrai. Hein? Tell us. We want to know when you arrive in Roso, what was your expression, excitement?
She can't remember.
What was it? You just can't remember.
It was, I really can't remember because it was quite a long time. So
Okay.
many things happened after that.
Okay. Now let's go back to your. Someone just said, row your boat gentle to Roso.
Merrily, merrily. The other song.
You always singing?
His board said,
Yes, the person
the
said
other
that.
song-
Are you singing while you're rowing?
the
No,
other
no,
song
no,
like-
no. They were not singing. I'm just saying somebody who just said that. Snap a good evening to you. I know that you're watching, and Nadia Karam said that she's listening attentively. So I want to go back to you and the lady that was teaching you to sew. She was not giving you everything that you needed to know, but you decided that you have to learn. Give me an understanding as to how the first process of learning how to sew. What did you do?
Well, what I did was I used to go at her home. Then she would give me she had a hand machine, the first thing before. Then after she had a foot machine. So we used to do the machine by hand. Now what she would do, she would cut it close and then she would give me to sew it. But I wouldn't see, I didn't know how she would cut, whatever, put two and two together and know exactly how to put it together. And then I would, so when I left Bois in 71, I migrated to 35 Red Street. So I used to go, when I would go down, I would go and meet her, help her, because at that time, Christmas time, I knew how difficult it was for people to, to do that work. So I would go and help her. So there was once, I was sick in tongue, and then she came. When I looked in, it was on a truck. It was a one-ton truck. And my door knocked, and when my door knocked, then she said, when I looked, I saw it was she. She said, my mother told her I was sick. So she came to town to help me to do something. It's a pound of sugar I will buy because she can remember every time I used to come down to Bois, I would just put my bag at home and come and meet her to help her to do her work.
That's a nice story. And dear you hear very well, even while you're
What?
sick. You hear at that time? So
If
that
I-
you know, did you look at her very attentively so that you could have been able to do what is
What
required
she was
of you?
doing?
Like the sewing, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I would show on the machine. I would be watching because that is what I was there for. I want to learn to earn. And as I tell people, you have to learn to earn.
Mm-hmm.
So she wasn't not that paying because the little she was getting was to help herself. But all I wanted to do was to learn. So one day when I learn, I will earn.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's how I used to do it.
Mm-hmm. And in learning how to sew, during that time, people would come to you to learn to do certain things.
No, well, during that time, she used to bring the work at her home. She would be sewing for people.
Mm-hmm.
And I would be there to hem, to do all those things, top and knitting up clothes for her.
Mm-hmm. And you did enjoy that, just doing.
Yes,
the
because it
little
was
things.
fun for me.
Okay. No, you are in Roso now. You decided that you're going to come to Roso to learn to, or not learn, but to do the business of sewing.
No, well, before I left and before I went to Tong, I was in Bois, right? No, before I left Bois in 71, before I had my child, because I had one child, and then I was at home with my mother, and it was a lot of problems because the parents, sometimes they don't like that man, and you had, so I had a lot of problems with my parents. So let us start from there to know how I managed to find myself in town.
Yes, tell us.
And then so my parents were not interested in the fella, because my mother was not interested in him. And I got pregnant, he decided he's not taking care of my child. So I told him, I showed him my 2 hands, my 2 eyes and my 2 feet, so I can take care of, because I could do my sewing already. So he don't need his help for him to take care of my child for me. So I had only 1 child. And when I left Bois, I migrated in 71. My boy was 4 months old. And then I stayed in town with my sister and her husband, a gentleman by the name of Isaiah Prentice. My sister had married too. So we were living together. And there I used to sew,
Isaiah Apprentice who had the gasoline station?
Right, yes. So my sister Gloria married to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were living together in town.
Yes, I
And
know
then
Mr. Prentice.
I stayed
Prentice,
for
I know.
some time, and I did my sewing there. And my bed was my cutting table, And my machine was in my room, and then I used to do my sewing there.
And you had your little 4-year-old with you at the same time?
Yeah,
4-month
boy.
baby?
Yes.
You had him with you? You carry
Yes, I had him. I brought him with me because, I mean, your child is your responsibility. You cannot leave your child behind for anybody.
And in that process, you would have gone through your own struggles.
Plenty.
All right. What is the plenty struggle that you would have gone through? To survive?
Well, to survive. Well, I used to do my sewing. So for people, I used to sew. I used to teach in 35 grade. I used to teach 1 or 2 people, but I used to do sewing for. I used to sew for Astafans. I used to make uniforms. I used to sew for people. And then there was a gentleman named of Accuracy when he left where we were living because he had his barber shop there. So I end up now occupy that place now, and I had my workshop there. And then I had my child, and I used to go to send him to preschool, and then I used to take care of my child.
So now you can now do your own sewing because you're now sewing for Astafans and you're providing service for other people. How people got to know of you and your sewing?
How people got to know it because I started teaching sewing, and people knew me. People would come by me, and I would sew for them. I taught summer school for government, and I just used to do sewing as my daily bread.
I know that you also sew for quite a number of people in Dominica, some big guaja. Help us to have a better understanding of some of the people that you have.
Yeah, so for people like such as the Mrs. Savary.
The president's
the duet
wife.
for her, Mrs. Savary.
The former president's wife, right?
Yes. And then I made duet for the Prime Minister's wife, Melissa Popon. Made a duet for her. And then I also made a duet for the, what is her name? She was, still I forget the lady now. Baroness Scotland. And she came to Dominica. I made her duet.
Wow.
Because what happened, Mrs. Savrin was out of state and there was in some sort of, I don't know if somewhere overseas, and they met. And when she saw her clothes, she asked her she would like to have a duet. So when Mrs. Savrin came, so my niece was working there, my niece called me and said, Auntie, you know you have to make a duet for Baroness Scotland. I said, me, I don't know the lady, but I can sew for her. She told me, I do not know your business, but she told me she wants a duet made. So I went to town, I bought the materials, and I didn't know her, but I saw her on TV. So I took the measurement on Mrs. Savary and my niece, and I made her duet for her. And when she came, the only thing it was a little bit tight in the arm because her arms were fat, because I didn't know her in person. I just saw her picture and foot. And then also when she never said to me, I never thought you could have made a dress to fit me and you didn't know me. And then I started sewing for, and I made another duet for the ex-mayor's wife of St. Lucia. My niece was in St. Lucia.
I wonder if Mr. John. I know there's a mayor, Mr. John,
the ex-mayor. I didn't know the person, but I made a duet for her. So all these people I sewed for. And then I normal sewing for people and for teaching people.
No, you said that you taught sewing at summer school. I know that I have a friend who told me that you taught her to sew. Her name is Janet Scotland.
Who's that?
Janet Scotland. She's now a nurse.
Wow.
And she said that you are a professional in what you do. I'm sure she's listening, but she said she'll be listening tonight.
And because when I taught summer school, I could remember one morning I got a phone call, and then from the ministry, and somebody asked me about if I'd like to teach summer school. So the person asked me, do you have papers? I told her, no. I told her, God created me for skill. I look at you, I washed you, I measure you, I took a measurement, and I make your clothes for you.
That is it?
Was that?
That is it?
Yeah. Because and they never called me again. So when summer school was almost ready to be opened, Then I got a phone call from a friend from ministry, and she told me, Pierre Louis, I know I am the only one that can make you come and teach summer school. I told her no. I told her, do you know why I'm coming to summer school? The person you all had asked, the qualified person to teach, she let all you down. So I'm only coming to teach summer school because the people who paid their money, when they come, you'll have no tutor to teach them. So that is the only way I feel sorry for the people. That is the only way I'm coming to teach summer school.
And you tell it to them straight as
But
that.
of course, because you haven't got papers. Those who have papers can even understand their head to their toe.
Papa, what do you call this? Where do we?
But of course, it happened, and I know that. Because imagine so many stories I have in my. Because when I went to, because I was when I had my children, I took care of 3 other children, and 3 others, my 3 nieces, and my boys who had 1 child. And because of that child, I was able to take care of 3 of my nieces, my sister's last child, my sister's children, 3 girls.
Mm-hmm.
I raised them,
Mm-hmm.
and I had my boy. My boy was not before them; he was behind them because they were girls, and the girls had to be at the forefront, because he could understand. And then I took care of them as a single parent.
And you're proud of what you have done.
And that very much so, because they all did well for themselves. My son is in Canada, my nieces, they all did well, and their children, and each of them have 1 child though.
Mm-hmm.
I made 1, so I told them, your child is your responsibilities. I make 1. You're not going to make children for anybody to take care of them. If you are married to your husband, you don't never know what can happen. So you don't have to depend on any power, depend on yourself in order to live, to survive. So if you have 4 or 5 children, you can send them to school. Education come first.
No, people tend to think when you get older, or as you're getting older, you're losing your eyesight. No, you are a seamstress for about 60 plus years. That's correct to say?
Yep.
Right. Your eyesight, how is it?
I started wearing glasses very young, since I think in 71. And then I'm still feeling okay with my eyesight. The last time I went to test my eyes, and then, so I thought, because I was in St. Lucia, and when I went, they told me I had cataract in 1 eye. So then I got glasses in St. Lucia, and I came back, I went to check my eyes again. And then last year, or this year, when I went to the eye specialist, then I thought, no, she would tell me about operation, because they said when you have cataract, you have to operate and those type of things. So when I went to them, when she visited the eye doctor, she told me I do not have to have an operation. So I was so happy. All I needed not need to have glasses. I can still thread my needle.
Mm-hmm.
And people, when they come out by me, younger than me, I have to thread needle for them. The only thing I would not be able to see when I'm threading a needle is black. So what I usually do, you use your head. So I tie the white thread to the black and pull it through the hole of the needle, and it comes out, and let's go.
Good technique, Adams.
It's good technique.
That's a good technique.
You have to use your head in all walks of life, for you to get what you have to get.
Peter Defoe is watching. Helen Henderson is also watching. She says, very good in what she is doing. She did most of my clothes. Wow.
Who's that?
Helen Henderson.
I can remember those people. So many people I sewed for.
Nichols Dennis is watching. Renick Thomas is watching. Jude Bellot is watching. My sewing teacher in summer school. Very good teacher. Then Juliana Williams is watching. Sonia Williams is watching. And Nara Winston is also watching. Ms Pelley is a very patient sewing teacher. C'est ça vrai?
Oh yes, patience. If you haven't got patience, Cecil, you cannot do that job.
She explained everything
Most times
perfectly.
when I'm getting problems in what I'm doing, I say, no wonder people don't learn to sew. Because you have to have patience. Three things: you have to have taste, you have to have patience. And if you haven't got that, forget it. There's a lot of people, when they come to say, me sewing not for me, sewing is for you.
Caesarina Elwin Augusta said that she has a beautiful laugh.
She had to what?
She said that you have a beautiful laugh. No, Vel. Teaching people is one thing. Having patience is another. But to get them to do it, how do you get them to do it?
The thing is, as I told people, you have to start from the basic. For instance, I use measurements, right? You cannot just take a piece of cloth and put it down. I have to do my pattern drafting. You draft your pattern first. You measure the person, because a lady told me once, first person she's taking all that measurement. So I don't know, if you have to watch somebody, you need the measurements to fit. You have to take all the measurements to fit the person, because that's the different parts of your body. If you don't do that, how is the clothes going to fit you? Okay? And then that is how I used to do it. Do my pattern drafting. I wouldn't just cut my cloth. Just take the cloth and cut it. I do use paper pattern. I do my own paper patterns, because paper you can use it. The paper is cheap, but the material is expensive. If I spoil the cloth, I have to go and find money to buy material. So I do my pattern drafting, measure you, lay it down, and teach you how to do it.
Also, Lyndon Jura is watching, and he said that he's from Dubla. Augustina Williams, Auntie, you are doing well. So proud of you. Augustina, she said that you are auntie. So she's listening to you.
In Dubla?
Yeah, in Dubla.
Okay.
All right. Now, Brain, you have any questions?
Yeah. The paper drafting, what is that?
I used to buy the paper by the rolls when I was in town, the roll of paper.
Is it the brown paper?
Yeah, a whole roll. And then what you do, like when I took a measurement, I took my paper, I cut it my length I want, and I'll draft the pattern, the body measurement on it before I cut my cloth. You style what you want, put your style down, and then you play it on the material, and then you cut it. And then you cut your cloth.
My final question here too. How long would it take you to make a dress for someone?
Well, all depends, because let us say if you sit for morning and could make it in a day, all depends on the style. But I don't usually sit and just make one dress. Sometimes you do your cutting, and then if you are sewing, like when I used to be in town, I would cut Mondays and Tuesdays. If somebody would have to come, you want something for Friday, then I would do my cutting on Wednesday, and I'd ask you to come and try on Wednesday, because you must try. You cannot just come and just put and go.
Mm-hmm.
You have to try to see, because fit comes first in fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it's fit properly, then I complete your clothes for you.
Do you still sew?
Who, me?
Mm-hmm.
No, I started.
No.
You're starting at 83 years.
No, I started, and I'm telling you something. In 1990, I went to Trinidad, and I was a client of, we don't even talk about all those things. I didn't talk about my basic life.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was in town, yes, I was a client of NDFB because of the children I had to raise. But my sister, she said she wanted to go overseas and her children, and it was a long story. And then I became a client of NDFB because of the children I had to raise, and I had to feed them. They had to go to school. Education come first. So one morning I got up, my phone rang. It was a client of NDFB. So staff from NDFB called, that is Mr. Brown.
Get closer to the mic. Yeah, thank you.
So he called, my phone rang, and when my phone rang, then the person said, some official person will be visiting my workshop. I said, what? And I put on my phone. Then I pick up my phone again. So I said, if some official person would be visiting my workshop, I would like to know on what grounds. So he told me it's to do with women and their needs. So I said, well, when he comes in the afternoon, I'll have enough time to think so he can know what I want. So around 3 o'clock, I saw a white man with a beard. I was frightened. I said, what? And 3 other fellows from NDFD, they came. And I had a stool I put by the chair, and I told the gentleman, I introduced myself, and I told him to sit down. And then I told him, I mean, you all are men, but I told him, First thing I told him, I do not like men. A lot of people tell me not to say that, but I tell him I have my reasons. Don't laugh. I told him I have my reasons why I do not like them. So that's why I told you white man. So I told him, although I do not like men, it's because of men I'm talking to him. And although I do not like men, it's because of men I am a client of NDFD. Because I have 4 children to take care of as a single person. So I must find ways and means for me to earn a living so they can be fed.
Good explanation, eh?
So he told me, and I said no to drugs and yes to education. And I told him again, you must wear clothes from the cradle to the cemetery. So that is why I'm a seamstress. And that was all I said to the gentleman, the white man. Then the following week, I got a phone call from NDF to tell me if I want to go to Trinidad. So because I told him before that, I would. So when he asked me, so what would you like to do? I said, what I would like to do is to really further train myself. Then I can train others. And we, not me, can create employment for the whole of Dominica and out of Dominica because people must wear clothes. You come to Dominica, you want something, people order clothes and bring it for you to fix for them. But once you can do it properly, you don't have a problem. And that's how we can create employment in that industry. And then so he told me, so I told him, I said no to drugs, yes to education, I must wear clothes. And the following week, I got a phone call from NDFD telling me, would you like to go to Trinidad? I said, why not?
That's good.
For 2 weeks, and I got my passage was paid, my pocket change was given to me, and my hotel fee was paid. So I did not have to spend no money on from my pocket.
So what you want
to go to Trinidad?
So what you want to do in Trinidad?
I went on a 2 weeks training. Because when I told you white man, I said I want to further train myself, train others, and we can create employment for the whole of Dominica and out of Dominica because people must wear clothes. Clothes is a must, food and clothes. And
that must have been
for 2 weeks.
That must have been impressive. No, Merlin John Baptist, something outside of the story, and said, "Good evening, hello, Ms Pelley. Good to see you and listening to your story. The first vehicle actually reached Collioure in October 1964.
Wow.
Bois and Jubla a little later. Great seamstress."
Oh, that's Merlin,
Yes.
man, the educator. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
It's nice.
Yeah. No. So you came from Trinidad. After leaving Trinidad, what did you continue doing now?
I continued teaching people, and then people used to come at home especially when I went to Library, and I used to have classes in my drawing room because I did not have a space where I could really teach. And people were happy when they come. We do what we had to do. After they leave, I tidy up my place, and you never said people would be there because I had the children to take care of. So I had to earn. No man are wrong to tell you, look, a woman, So I say a lot of women can do it on their own. But and if you have to be a determined person to get there, and I work hard late night, early morning, oh my good Jesus. It was not a bed of roses.
So now you have moved from Great Marlborough Street. That's where you said you first came into Roso?
Yeah, on 35 Great Judge Street.
Great Judge Street. So you moved from Great Judge Street now to where next?
To Liebland Lane after Hurricane David.
So you went to...
I moved to Liebland Lane.
On your own now?
Well, yes, I was still on my own.
And and after Hurricane David, give us a little experience of you during Hurricane David. What happened to you during that period?
Well, during Hurricane David, we were living on 35 Great Judge Street. Yeah, that's almost so. That place was near to the road anyway. I always live near road. And then I think there was a pharmacy next to where I was living. I can't remember the name of the gentleman. And then we stayed there. And during Hurricane David, on the roof, there was a raffle man living above, next to us, and the roof came out from the house and it fell on us, on the roof of the house where we live in. And a gentleman said, the people inside that house dead. But nothing didn't happen to us. The roof just went away and fly up.
Okay.
And then we stayed there a whole week inside there watching one another. The roof, we haven't got nowhere to go. But, we stayed until we shelter ourselves, and we stayed there. And it was that experience. It was really something else, because I said I do not want to at least witness another hurricane again.
You saw one recently.
Was that?
And you saw one recently.
I saw one recently, and Maria was one. And when Maria was in Liberlin, and I was alone because my husband was dead the month before. My husband died the month before, and then I was alone because when my son called me and said, "Mommy, you're still in Salisbury?" I tell him, "Where am I going? Run, the hurricane is there, so you have to stay just where you are. Because you have to tidy up, because I was living at my place. Wind and all the yard and all about was dirty. You had to clear out. You cannot leave and go. Go where? So you have to stay and take care of where you're living." And then the following Wednesday, my nieces came. 2 of them came for me. That is the one that married to. I know you maybe know him, Cyril. Chores.
Yes, I know Cyril living just down the road.
Yeah. So they came down for me in Salisbury. They say, Auntie, let us go, because what one eat, the other one will eat. You cannot be, no communication, you alone cannot be in Salisbury, and blah, blah, blah. And they had to pack and baggage, pack clothes for me, because, I didn't want to really go, but, knowing that there was no water, it was a chaos, so I had to.
No. Those days you are hearing queens or pageants. Young ladies are going up for queen shows and so on. And you're hearing the dresses made in that particular place by that particular person and so on and so on. Did you by any chance ever did anything for any of our pageants?
In fact, yes, I did for pageant in Dominica. But the thing is, as I always used to tell the people, when they ordered, some of the girls would not place because sometimes the clothes are not made. It's made properly, but sometimes you don't fit them. And sometimes there's mistake in the clothes. But if they help the seamstress, they will be more confident on stage because it was made help and designed by them. But our people, that is our people. They always prefer things from overseas than locally made things. I don't know why, but they said it's cheaper, and they have a problem. But I made a couple queens because there's a girl from Portsmouth, and I made her dress for her.
Okay.
And there was another child, Mrs. Christiana, a daughter. She had gone up for Miss Teenage Pageant, and I had made her clothes for her as well.
No. Someone said to me that you also made in the 80s and 90s. You made the NBD flag wavers outfit.
I didn't hear that.
Someone just sent me a message and said that in the 80s and 90s, you made the NBD flag wavers outfit.
Yes, I used to. The flag wavers, I used to make them.
Mm-hmm. And
I used to live Berlin at that time.
And also for Carnival Corner.
I used to sew because my nieces and their 2 children, 3 children, were in Bois.
Yes, so the Afro-culture steel workers.
Yes,
I was told that you also made the clothes
I used
for
to
them.
help
Mm-hmm.
because that was my contribution for them.
Contribution?
Yeah, because I made it for them because my nieces and one of their children, 3 of their children were in it. So that is what I could, my service, I could render to them.
That's nice. Now, someone said, Ms. Pelley, you are an inspiration to many women. God bless you. That's nice to hear. That's nice to hear. And also Ruth Nation said that she's watching. Andy Williams said that it is a very nice program. Any question?
No questions.
Okay.
Yes.
No. Ms. Pelley, you would have also sew for men. Is that correct to say?
Many. Countless. Well, I got an award August last year, for the Professional Women of Dominica. And the person, somebody from Bois, who recommended me to them. And Mrs. Mrs. Wicks referred that young lady to me. She's from Bois, and then she recommended me to the Professional Women of Dominica last year, and I got an award.
Wow, congratulations. Yeah.
And so, I don't know.
Men feel comfortable coming to you to build their outfits?
Who's that?
Men.
Well, I've started doing, because I gave the Baba, I gave him a shirt to advertise you. And we have to talk about it. I gave it to him for me.
Talk about it. You have the opportunity to do that now.
I gave him, when he told me, because the same day he called you, because I had my picture, I had my phone, and I had some pictures of the dresses I made, my niece yet, and a lot of things I made. So that is when he saw it on the phone, then he called you. And he said, I must be recommended as one of the 100 Dominicans.
Wow.
Now he couldn't believe seeing all those things was done by me. I told him, well, yes. And then there's a lady, she called me, that is Nara Winston, called me when we were on the other side. She said she was going to listen to the program because that is where I met her at that morning. And then we were there talking, and then she told me, Miss Pelley, because she knew my nieces, and then, you still teaching people to sew? I told her, sure. So she told me, can I come to learn? She lives in Tong. I told her, no problem, my darling. That is what I'm there for, to pass on what I can do to people. So who want to come, who don't want to come, that's their problem. I'm not going to ask anybody to come. You feel you want to learn, and you're welcome. And right now I don't charge people to teach them.
Wow.
Because some of them, when they come, you can watch them and say they wouldn't learn. Why should I take your money and you're going to learn? Why should I charge?
How do you determine that?
Who's that?
How do you determine they're going to learn?
Once you see the interest alone can tell you. Okay. You know when somebody will do something and they wouldn't do it, you know.
Nara just sent a message. Nara Winston says, thank you so very much. I appreciate you. I am learning well.
That's good.
She said she wants to make her do it.
She wants to make her do it.
But she's coming down, because the same day I was talking to my barber, then she asked me if she could come down by me. And from that, she's coming down. Only once she didn't come.
Wow.
And yesterday she said she called me, but my phone was charging. And then I tell her I have no problem. My dear, you're welcome. She said, how much for it? I tell her money is the last thing on Miss Pelley mind.
No, Miss Pelley,
when we learn, you will earn.
Today, Miss Pelley, we find quite a lot of people buying clothes online. Not only line they have on.
I know.
Internet, yeah.
I know.
Buying clothes online. How much does that affect you as a seamstress? Does it affect you at any time?
It's not affecting me at all. Because sometimes, some of them, you know what they normally do? Recently, I had a wedding dress to fix for a girl. She ordered her clothes. Now she has a lot of, she's busted, right? Now when she came, she said her mother sent her. And then I told her, why me? Send it back online. I told her to send it back online. You ordered online. It cannot fit you. Why me? Why have to make it fit you? And she had big busted, and then but it's a good thing it was netted. So the inner part of the line, what people fail to realize, to fix it has more work than to make build. But they do not know, so I have to excuse them because they just feel to fix it, just take that, just do that, and you finish. But you have a lot of work. But I'm a customer. I don't bother people. I do what I have to do. You come to me, I can help you. I help you if I can help you. But I don't usually tell people no. As long as I can help them, it's a mission I have to do on earth. I'm doing it. So when the girl came, then she told me, when she put the clothes on, I couldn't enter. I say, you see the same thing? If you can't come here to make your clothes, somebody else would own a living.
Yeah,
and then...
I'm going to open the line in a while, right? I'm going to open the line so that persons can call, or people can call, sorry. My good friend, Dr. Steinberg Henry, he just sent me a message via Facebook. And he said, hi, Cecil. This is Steinberg. This lady made, she said, he said his wife's name?
Jean.
All right, Jean. All right, you said it. Jean's wedding dress. Jean is my wife. She may remember that Jean worked at Chores.
Oh, yes.
You made that magnificent dress in 1981. It's really nice seeing you. Wow, that's what Steinberg
That's
just
right.
said.
That's good. That's
It's
a good compliment.
Yes,
I know.
Steinberg. I'm sure Steinberg is going to call and to
Right.
compliment you.
But before he called, ma'am, you talk about busted. What you mean?
She's a
Boss.
full boss.
Tete.
Tete.
Oh, she's
What-
busted.
dress was
So teacher,
too
I call it
tight.
No, but I need to get her to
So
explain
the
that.
dress now was too tight.
Big.
It just could not fit.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're making a
So
dress,
I-
the bust comes into play then.
Well,
Have to,
yes,
that's why you're taking the
it
measurement.
has to, because a lot of people, some people have small busted and some have a lot. So you have to leave a allowance. You have to know what to do so that the clothes can fit them properly.
Okay.
And then so it has a lot in it. As I
What
tell
about
people-
their butt? Does it come into play too?
All that-
yes,
all that
some
has to
of
come.
them.
That's
And
important.
in their waistline at the back as well. Some of them they have, some people they have a big hole in the back. So
Okay.
you have to cut to fit nicely. So when you put it on, especially if you're making a skirt for somebody like that, you have to shape the back nicely. So when you put the waistband will go up in their back.
I see some of them wearing some dresses,
Oh my
and you can see
goodness.
as though it's a tailboard they have.
Oh
because
my goodness!
So Jolie said that her motto is patience.
Okay.
And Judy Bellot says that she'd like your telephone number, so you can maybe give your telephone number to people.
Right. That would be interesting.
Would you like to give your telephone number now?
No problem.
You will say-
276-8449.
Repeat.
276-8449.
Say it a little slower for them to hear,
276.
so that they can write. Go
At
ahead.
276-8449.
Okay.
276-8449.
So Judith Brown, you know Judith Brown?
I don't think so.
No, you don't know. You
Person's from where?
Well, the person said, Auntie, I must say you are a great person. You are loved by many. A great dressmaker. You made my first wob and it was cut to fit.
Wow.
No adjustment was made. And I am coming to you in Salisbury. Love you, Auntie.
Right.
You're welcome.
No,
Oh, yes, because it is said that you're called Auntie Vel.
Oh,
yes, so it's not
Teacher
necessarily
Vel,
your...
Auntie Vel.
Yes, Auntie Vel.
I know.
Yes. Cynthia Thomas said, I love her attitude. Well,
let me ask you.
Thousands of people. And you see what we are on here right now? I wouldn't have peace.
Could I ask you a question, ma'am?
No problem.
Do the different bodies, the way they shape, affect your sewing, just to the body?
Well, no, because you take the measurement.
Okay.
Once you measure the person, you know exactly. Some of them will tell you, that is how I want it. Once a gentleman told me, if that is how I want it to sew for people, I wouldn't get customers. I said, they are not bound to come. Because if you have a big butt, you have a big stomach, you have to make your clothes to fit your shape.
Well, only pour faire pareil ba moi, oui. Pour indépendance, on peut faire pareil ba moi. So, allez garder moi. Moi pas venir go, moi pas venir pitié,
The thing is, well, I'll come and take your measurements. I like
Yes.
to take measurements. So I'll come walk up to
DBS.
and come and take your measurements
Yes,
so you can get
but-
your nice shirt.
Yes, I want shirt, jacket and pants.
When you born,
will
you
you
have a
call
special
anyone?
occasion.
So that is where I said, as I told people, I'm not an island, right? You need people and you need hands. Because if you have, because there is I did something for one of my clients. She was a teacher. She learned to sew by me. In the summer school, she told me she's a teacher at the Granby Secondary School, and she teaches sewing at the school. So I made her daughters do it, and she came on 2 weekends. Then I made the most important part for her, but she could continue to, and it fits her very well.
Yeah.
And then so these are one of the two of the persons that I have in mind that we can work. I could be in Salisbury and they are their home, and we can work together. As I tell them, one of these I must come and spend a weekend with them. I right now my children are big. I am free single, and get no strings attached to tell me, oh, you cannot. Just get up in my bed, take my transport, call them, and I can spend a day with them, weekend with them, and life is a dream. Make myself comfortable.
Okay, so if you need to call us, you can call us on 1-800-327 1-800-327. If you're overseas, you can call 305-432 9744. I repeat, 305-432-9744. You don't have to pay for that number. You can just call us straight and you'll come live, or you can call 448-3281. 448-3281 or 448-3279. 448-3279, and you can speak with us. You can speak to Auntie Vel or Teacher Vel, whichever you want to, or that's Velma. Easy. Hold on, type Velma. Hold on, somebody's on the line. Let's see what that person has to say. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Speak louder.
Hi.
Speak.
Tell Mr. Cecil.
Good night.
Good night.
Before my own is made.
What's that?
Tell Mr. Cecil he cannot bring his own until my own is done for the independence.
Okay, for me to agree with you. Tell me who you are.
Because we are close.
Tell me who you are.
Oh, that is she's her mother is her daughter is a nurse, Dr. Jeffrey from Salisbury.
Okay.
This morning she called me and she told me I was thinking she could have to make her mother being 100 years in November, and I came to town before we bought the material. So she told me don't let people clough under her mother.
Auntie Vel, I'm giving her that chance because her mother's going to be 100 years. As soon as you finish, Vinny Bomwe.
Yes.
Good evening to you, caller.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Go ahead, speak.
It's Georgiana Charles from Point Michelle.
Hey, Georgiana.
Georgiana, how are you, my girl?
I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to tell Vel?
Well, I want to ask her about the corn. The corn, I was so glad to hear that. So long I was trying to call.
The corn cereal.
The corn cereal that make people that make people too hot, you know.
Chichi bibi. Chili bibi. She wants to know about chili bibi.
What you said?
It's like a cornmeal.
Yes.
It's like a cornmeal.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, because it's with corn she doing it, it's a cereal.
Mm-hmm.
The cornmeal is a cereal also.
Yes.
You can use it as a cereal.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But when I hear her say that, I want to try.
That chili bibi.
It's nice.
Well, that was Salisbury to learn it.
What you say?
You have to go to Salisbury because Salisbury she live in.
I have to go to Salisbury?
Yes, we.
Papa, bon Dieu Seigneur.
Ou Dominique?
Monsieur Dominique, mon point Michel, moi j'ai écouté la Facebook, pourquoi il m'a dit mon idea watching.
Mon dit no bokona, bokova ça na.
But yes, I write it them.
Ou pas mener rien ba moi pour depuis venir den. Mon Dieu oui. Moi un problème là. Hein?
Ou pas venir ouais, mon là tu aujourd'hui ya.
Mon pâté savouté ici moi dit ou.
Ah, mon tu es pour toi ouais.
Pour dire.
Moi pas doute.
Nous qui parler.
D'accord, nous qui parler.
Laisse Sylvie.
Madame là, pour la vie, mon cas dit madame là, continuer. Parce qu'il y a une bonne mémoire. Et puis, ça qu'a fait, c'est pas facile. Quand il dit, on est pour l'eau patience, parce que les bagages la mal fait, on est pour des coudes, oui, coudes. C'est pour ça l'eau, on ne peut pas apprendre coude aussi. Donc, mon cas dit, continue, ça qu'a fait.
À l'âge,
pour l'âge.
83
ans. Eh bien, moi, je regarde quand une jeune femme de 20 ans.
Quand 16.
Je regarde quand une femme de 20 ans, 80 ans. Keep it up.
Thank you. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
I dare watching you. Okay.
All right. Yes. That's my good friend, Georgiana. Georgiana from Point Michelle.
I know.
Okay.
Georgiana Felix. Let's go back to the telephone. Good evening to you, caller. You're live.
Hello, good night.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Chili bibi.
Toute family chili bibi.
Chili bibi.
I had a bowl of chili bibi since 2014 and last year I did.
She has a Mrs. She does call a while ago.
You are chili bibi already?
You are chili bibi?
Since 2014 I have it grind. and it stayed so fresh up to this last year. I gave it to someone,
Wow.
Someone now.
but too late. Too.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You'll get more watch, don't worry.
Okay. Oh, David Monroe chat.
Anything you want watch, do get up yourself.
Okay, mo kevin bu chili bibi. Mo kevin bu chili bibi mo.
On passe à quoi
No.
the corner green.
Okay.
Okay, a lot bagay de.
What you said?
Là où tourner hiver, tu vas vous play un paille avec un bouilli.
Mhm.
Tu vas te faire sel. Eh ben d'où?
Mhm.
Je ne crois qu'il y a coco macaque.
Coco Mac.
All right, Papa. Somebody
Coco
just
Maca.
asked. Sorry, somebody just asking again. So, Auntie Vel, you may have to describe what is chili bibi again for some people. Someone just said, "What is chili bibi?" It's a cereal. You said that you.
So you have to describe it again.
You just with the corn. Let's say we grow the corn, and when it's ready, it dry up. You turn it. You roast it first. When you roast it, then if you have a mill, if you have a mortar, you pong it in the mortar. If you have a mill, the mill is to do the cocoa, and then when you get it out from it, then you sift it off nicely, because sometimes you're having a little hard, rough part. And the fine part now, then you put your water to boil, the coconut milk, you put a little sugar, and then you put it in the water, put a little and put it, and you turn it nicely until it comes out. It's like cereal.
Merci.
Don't have it called meal. Local. That's local, so it's all local.
Rosamond Thomas said that she's listening. Good. She said good evening. Karen King says that good evening everyone. And Goldie said that she's tuning late. Good evening to you, caller. Good evening to you.
Good evening.
Speak up.
Good night.
Good evening.
Yes, good night, Velma.
Good night.
How are you?
Fine, and you?
Munsa Akone too.
It's a while I hadn't seen you. Nice to see you.
Is it Boston?
Nope.
No. Somebody you know.
Hamilton.
Victor. Okay, Carlo Joseph. You know Carlo, right?
Palo,
Oh, yes, Victor. Victor used to do that at my home in Bois when your father was
Let me
local
tell
government
you,
officer.
One
Right.
of the things you haven't told them is that Miss Emilia Pierre Louis baked the best bread in Bois.
Who's that?
Emilia Pelley.
Emilia Pierre Louis. Who's Emilia Pierre Louis?
Emilia Pierre Louis. Edmilia.
Uh-huh.
My mother.
That's right. So she
This
baked
is-
a very nice bread in Bois.
Yes, we used to bake at home.
I used to live very close to you all when I was working down on the West Coast.
I know.
Bryn, let me tell you.
Yes.
You mentioned that roads were down there in 1960s,
In the 60s.
but I lived in Bois in 1971, and the roads were only cut from Bois because we were going down as we were going down. And Bois did not have motorable road.
Okay.
The road was only reaching Collihook. I can remember when at about 10, 11, I was in Calibish, and I accompanied my father to go to as far as Salisbury by boat
Okay.
from Point Round.
All right. Good
We
history.
went to Point Round. Yeah, we went to Point Round, Portsmouth. We went to Point Round, and then we took Point Round used to have a jetty that boats could go to Collihook,
It's good.
Collihook Street, and St. Joseph, and those places. So you used to take the boat. We used to take the boat from Point Round jetty.
Okay.
So the 60s, Collihook, the roads were only reaching Collihook because I walked on the road from Portsmouth, Lakou to Portsmouth. And in 70, I think, that is when we continued the road from Collihook going up, Mont Espanol going up Damois area. Velma would know about Damois because that is where we build the water
Zaid.
tank. Yeah. Not the Zaid, the water tank. Yes. So yeah, but so it's a very, very, very impressive program. I can remember all the children, all every one of them that I used to frequent. That is where in their yard I used to pass to go to where I was living in Bois. So I know the area very well, and I know the people very well.
You see it at home.
Yep, that's right. So I know what she's talking about, and Velma has come a long way with her sewing. I know when she lived that place, if you know where that Santoni guy had a little restaurant in town.
Yes.
That is where
Santoni,
yes.
She lived with Mr. Prentice and Gloria. And Gloria left and went to Canada. And upstairs there was Mr. Raffle and Mr. Charles.
Was done.
GT Charles used to have that was a jolly
pharmacy.
That's right. So the area.
Oh yes, Paulo, you're right. Jolly's first pharmacy was there.
Jolly's first pharmacy
Yes.
was downstairs that place.
Yes.
Paulo is right.
Yes.
Good history, Paulo.
Yeah. Dan from Massac used to be working there. At that time.
Dan, yes.
Yeah. So I'm not that old, but I know. I am not that old, but I know.
You know, that's good history.
Good program, Velma. You still have your touch.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Good
night.
Good night.
Okay.
Good evening to you, caller. You're live. Sorry about that call. You have to call me back. I'm really sorry about that. So Velma, the calls are going to be coming in.
Yes.
Just want to say Rosamond Thomas says, good evening. Jimmy Fingers is watching. Let's go to the telephone. Edwina London says, very interesting, nice program as usual. I am learning. Good evening to you, caller.
Good evening, Jasir.
Good evening.
Teacher Lufa?
Yeah, let me tell you. She was talking about
No.
That's why let me tell you something in this business. When you have about brioche, brioche was lively in the 60s. Let me tell you a story. When school closed, they used to tell me, my son from brioche. My mother from Christian, Coconut. So they used to send me Christian when school closed because I was living from Portsmouth. So, but they were my contact me. So why I cried. Now the man, she never about rain. So man they call she be the man they call Manuel. Mr. Manuel, so I hope Mr. Manuel boat and we go in the yours.
And only rowing?
And cried about rain. And I just cried, they tell me, who can't play. So what we do just? Who put the kick brush? And so what I use brush? My auntie had by 2 aunties there. She let me know that one they call Louisiana and one they call Skinny.
Yeah.
You know them?
Yes, I know them.
You have to know them.
Oh yes, Louisiana and Skinny.
So what I use when you reach there, the people go cry. One family. And who tell you when send for school so you can go back, so you go to school. Why is I crying?
You cry again?
What do you mean because I don't want to go back to boss?
Bon time, Bioche.
Nobody will tell you, another just a lot of young boys. And he's playing cricket and he's a mango. I just need it. So, my boy, let me tell you something. I just think that is reality. Now, about the corn. What you do is take the corn and you roast the corn. When you roast the corn, and then you grind the corn. If you don't got a grinder, you pong it, and then you put it in your condenser like a spice, and then you sell your coconut milk, and as it boils, you put it, we made it, until it's like a soup. And my boy, once you drink that, you even eat bread. You know, you can say, no.
Of course, man, I know that voice.
All right. Okay, Brain, take it easy.
Take it easy, brother. Yes.
Yes. So thank you very much for calling. Now, Velma, let's go a little bit to the marriage side. You got married at 72.
Yep.
I have not heard people getting married at that age.
72.
That was your first marriage, right?
Yep.
Wow. What
spurred you on?
What intrigued you at 72?
72 years.
Well, as I said, because I had 4 children I had to raise, I did not want to get myself involved with anybody. So they will say, well, oh, she have children and blah, blah, on my account. So I took patience, I raised my children. And then, after they were raised, then I find myself, and it takes a long time before. Imagine my husband when we met. It's a long story. As I said, there are a lot of things you cannot talk on the air. And it takes me 50 years before we get close.
50 years?
50 years. When I first saw him, I was 16 years old. I was come to Salisbury. And then now I knew his sister. My father used to make fish pots for a gentleman from Salisbury. So we used to go and spend St. Teresa and blah, blah, blah. There, so now I knew his sister, but I didn't really know the person. And then also once I was in the shop by my godmother, that is Mrs. Margarine. I used to go and spend time with her because I had problems with my mother, just to ease up my mind, you know. And then now I saw the gentleman came in the shop, and the person leaned on the counter, but the man knew what he came for. I was only 16 years, but he knew what he came for, and then I was minding my business. I didn't have time because it's not man I was checking. Anyway, 16 years, not a time for that. And then now the man left and he wanted about his business. So then I was invited where I'm living right now. I was invited. He invited me to come and have, when fete, they always invite people to come for a drink. If they don't come at their home, people just be vexed. So then I went there. So whilst I was there, then he came. I was 16 years at that time. And then so the gentleman, he might have maybe come to touch me, and I gave him a bite on his left chest, and I got what my business.
You bite him?
Oh, yes, and I took away. You offered me to come at your home for a drink or what? What are you touching me for? That's not what I come for. And I never saw Mr. And he was 16. I was 16 and he was 19 years old. And he said, when that happened to him, he said, you see, that person there is somebody I can respect and trust. And he went, travel, he has a lady he had children with. But he said he never forget me. I was always on his mind, no matter what. And then it stayed a while, and then I never saw Mr. again. He told me he saw me in 75 and 35 Great George Street. So he said, I got to put my memsaf. And then he said, he didn't tell me anything because he thought I had somebody else. Somebody, But at that time I didn't have anybody. I had the children taken care of. And then I said, all you had to do was speak. If you saw somebody.
But you bite the man already. More than normal. Only speak. More than normal. Only speak. Masabe. That time you want to say, I'm going to right to ask you to,
But he saw me and he wanted to come and talk to me. All you have to do is ask a question, so you get an answer. It's either yes or no, So you talk. You get an answer. You don't talk. You cannot get an answer. And then he left. He said he never tell me anything. And then I didn't know the man was checking me still. After how many years? Tell you it takes 50 years before that Mr. and I communicate. I saw Mr. I heard about him. Because I think I was in Canada. And he called my home. I was in 35 Great George Street at that time. And then he called me. My niece said my aunt is out of state. I was in Canada. So he asked when I'll be coming back. So they said, I do not know. But anyway, when I came, I think I had spent 6 months over there. When I came back, he called my home one morning. I was there relaxing myself, and then the trainer doing their work because I train everybody to do what they are, and they are big. I relaxing myself after church. So I lie down in my bed, and my phone rang. My boy used to cable and wireless. So they had a hand phone. So I said, I do not want to be disturbed. So I left this phone hanging on the wall. And I went to lie down in my bed. Trainer washing, who cooking, I myself relaxing myself. So my phone rang. No, before that I dare saying the only trend get big. And everybody go about their business. I am alone. So then I had a prayer book. So I had a prayer book.
No, she's praying.
No, I took my prayer book and I start praying.
I agree if you pray.
It's not good for a woman, for somebody to live alone. Blah, 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 blah. So then he says, so I tell myself, and I tell myself, ask God to send somebody in my life so that we could have, the person could understand me, I could understand the person, everybody get big, they go on their own child, be left alone.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so then my phone rang. So when my phone rang,
after you pray,
after I prayed,
blessings from above.
Hold on, before you even say that, you have a lot of people cracking down. You have people cracking on Facebook.
Blessing from above.
Karen King is cracking on Facebook, laughing. Marva Richard is cracking on Facebook.
Blessings from above, boy.
The person say, whoa,
blessings.
You do right. Julius Carbon says that he's watching. Derek Mann is watching. Marva Richard is still cracking. Teresa Fregis, good evening to you, Teresa. You're in the States.
I know.
Cecil Finikwe, Cynthia Thomas, cracking.
Yeah, boy.
But you have people cracking. Well, Snapper Laura is also watching, and Marva Richards, Mama, you are so right.
Recipe from above.
Thomas, I am listening and I'm in Guada. So you have people that cracking up.
All about jokes.
But, no, jokes.
Jokes.
You pray.
I prayed and forgot to send somebody in my life.
And something coming.
The following Sunday was when my phone rang. So when my phone rang, I didn't answer phone. I said because I said I did not want to be disturbed. So the phone rang 3 times. So I said, you have people out of state, so it's better you get up, pick up the phone, because you never know what can happen. So when I pick up my phone, the person said, I'm Norris. Mahele, Norris who? Then he said, can't you remember me? I said, no, sir. I well bold there. And then I put on my phone on demand.
Put here? Kosana?
Oh yes, I put on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Then I relaxed myself and then I stayed. So the following Monday, this phone rang, the same voice again.
So hold on, après mettre téléphone là, descend à son nom là. Il still crie l'autre Sunday. Il say wow.
So determined, the Lord is working.
So when the phone rang, so I said, what is it for me now?
But I remember
I asked God for. I asked him to send somebody, and that is a man's voice, and that is somebody. So then one of my nieces shouted, Auntie, the man serious, man. I said, man serious? What the hell? I don't care about man. All I'm concerned is about 4 of us. And my work. I don't concern about no damn man. Just like that. Huh. And then then the person following the phone rang again. I said to myself, Mr. Serious Man. Anyway, I spoke to him and then he asked me, can you remember me? I said, no, sir. He said, I'm Norris. Mohele Norris who? Bold again with that because I don't interested in no man. I take all my days and take care of 4 children, send them to school. What the hell am I wanting my life for? And not come and tell me that at 72, come and tell me I'm Norris. At 74, I'm Norris. How kind of thing is that? So then he called, and then now the phone called me to start up in nice. He told me, well, okay, he'll be going back to Canada. He's going for his citizenship. You never know what can happen. I said, what is it for me now? Anyway, he told me when he reached Canada, he'll call me. He did call when he reached. And he told he would be coming down the following Friday, but that was snowstorm, so he couldn't come. So then he came down the Saturday, so he called my home in 35 Graduate Street. I said, what is really going on? So when I saw all of this, when I remembered what I asked for, and God sent, and he's a man. And then now we stay, and then he tell me, okay, so if it's all right for him to come and know where he's live. I said, hello.
You ask God,
all those things come. I ask, when you ask God for things, and it happens so fast. It take a week before that happened, and I said, God, everything is in your hands. You know best. Your will be done. So I leave everything in his hands, and I said, what really happened. And that is how I end up getting myself involved and getting myself in Salisbury.
So no, Mr. Ask you. So he asked you to marry?
So no, on a Sunday, he'd come and pick me up, bring me down to Salisbury. And if I hear that, the first thing we do before we go up Salisbury, on the Monba where I live in, we used to go in the sea. Go and bathe in the sea and whatnot.
Why? That's romantic.
And then I would spend the day, and then he drop me back at my home because my children was still at home. I wouldn't stay out, to that extent. But already they could take care of themselves. But sometimes you have to think of yourself too.
They
were big, they could take care of themselves. And then so when he asked me, how would you like to come and live in Salisbury? I told him, I'm not sure, I don't know about that.
You still bold?
Oh, yes.
But
you cannot just
but God, you ask God.
I know.
And the man speaking through God,
you have to take your time.
Take your time. But you didn't tell God how long, Lord, I want somebody, but give it to me in 10 years. You say, God, send me somebody. And God sent somebody in 1 week later,
Yes, that was so fast, I can't understand that. So don't finish that now. So every Sunday he come in for me. We are going to see. Then we go back to his place, and he drop me back at home. And he would have stayed until we talk, and he said, Then where I was living, then the man put his house he was about to sell it for $300,000 in Liberland. So I said, my children are young children. The man was in the States. The man wanted to sell a house for $300,000. The man not a young man. And my children have to work hard to pay. No. And the house wasn't enough covering. He just covered the house in a kind of a way. I said, Lord, your will be done. So when he told me about how would I like to come to live in Salisbury, I said, everybody the first one got married, the second one. I said, boy, you know something? I have to look for myself now. I said to myself. Not that I want to say rush to because you have to look and see. And you could look before you leap. You cannot just jump in.
You cannot just leap. You have to look.
So anyway, he came every Sunday, coming for me, bring me up. So when I make up when he decided, well, I didn't have a choice when the house was. So the man decided he was going to sell his house. And then also I decided, that is it, and I answered, and I said, well, I didn't have a choice because I have to find somewhere to go to get a house rent to pay.
You saw God working?
In mysterious ways.
Oh,
His wonders to perform.
Wow.
And then I used to go around, we'd come back, and then also one day decided, well, so when I got notice, so the gentleman where I got the notice, so he never thought I would leave. So then when I took my last set of things I had, the children, one was married, two of them got married, and one wasn't married yet. She's still not married. Maybe she took that by me. And and then I went down, and I went there the 1st of May, 2006. I left Liberland and I went down to Salisbury. And then I stayed there, and then I watching the movie. My myself was still not, but I didn't have a choice because I haven't got another place to go. Where are you going to rent again? And then so the day when he took me down, when I reached when I watched where I going to live, the house falling down.
Papa.
I said, Papa, you mean when my children come to Salisbury, that is where my auntie lives in. But the man had plans of fixing his house. I didn't know he knew his business, so he had plans of fixing his place and, organizing himself. And that is how it happened, where I end up going to Salisbury.
So how he asked you to marry? Kuma?
Well, we stayed, he asked me, so I was carried, to Salisbury. So then I started living with him in the house. So one night he asked me, blah, 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 blah. He told me about his lifestyle and his children. And he had married already.
Mm-hmm.
But his first wife, what happened, the children, she had a problem because he wanted to come to Dominica and she did not want to come. So he said his older days, he wants to be in his country, not in the whole country. So he and the wife, they were separated.
Mm-hmm.
And they had 3 children. So when I came down, and the children were not corresponding with him at all. So when I came down to Salisbury, and he told me about this thing. So he told him, something, the children are your children. You have a phone, pick up the phone and call them. Don't expect them to say, hello, daddy, because they don't know you. Because you were not together with their mother. She was one way, you were one way. So they know. Take it easy. So they don't have to call you. Pick up your phone and call them until they answer, and then you all make one.
Mm-hmm.
So when he told me, it's a good thing I find you again. Because he and his friends start corresponding, and they could call one another and talk and do things. And as I stayed, and then in 2013 we got married.
Okay.
Because when he asked me for,
So over dinner.
So that time now, so we went. So at some time, then I told him, but we're not going in this year again, man. Every Sunday he used to come and pick me up, and we are going in this year. You know what he said to me? Don't laugh. Hold tight to the chair. He told me his company was coming. So all the time you are saying,
listeners.
So he had no problem. He campaigning, so he bring me to beef. When we result, look, we're not going to see again.
And is he right by you?
And you see right by you, you don't have to drive.
You can't.
But I say, well.
Listen, you can't make these young boys get that technique.
That's why
Those
she
young
don't.
boys have to take that technique.
So she can.
Campaign, he was campaigning.
He was
Campaign
with
was
the
campaign.
political
every
party.
Sunday when you go in this, so you go with Nasibaf, so you'll go. But when I reach in Salisbury, Sibaf in it.
Boy, you have people cracking up. I tell you, people cracking up like joke.
I know. That's how it happened.
Laza Norma Mary says good night to you. She says, whoa.
That's a true
You have
story.
Sandra say cracking bad. And happy for you. Goldie said, my lady, you have me dying. Alexander Dupuy, yes, I. Another person give you thumbs up. Alan Maynard Man, he says, good night, Cecil. Angie and I watching interesting conversation. I noticed a conversation like that of Brian. Oh no, so like that of Brain, sorry. Remember last week?
I know.
Like that of Brain. Glenda Figan is watching. Marva Richard said that she's watching. Laza Norma Mary again says thumbs up, and you have a cracking. Good for you and yourself. But you good for yourself.
Yes.
Boy, you have people laughing like joke. Enjoying every moment. Matilda Daily Cook said she's enjoying every moment. Alan said, I never see the Brain enjoying his self so much. So Brain, powerful prayer indeed. Somebody said powerful prayer in 1 week. You have to show us how to pray that prayer. Brain, you don't that prayer? Brain, do you want that prayer?
Boy.
Glory eloquent.
1 week.
You got mama from heaven. Maybe some person want to sing manna. But the person, you got mama from heaven.
Yeah, she got manna
from heaven. The man love you. That was true love. Goldie said that was true love. Boy. Boy, you have people cracking. If I tell you the way, boy.
I know people
Too many.
about that.
Let's go to the phone. Good evening to you, caller.
Hello.
You're cracking
I
too.
prayed that prayer. I prayed that prayer.
You prayed that prayer.
You need the caller and call up on the phone, you know.
Yeah, you should pay.
I need that prayer.
She need a husband.
Come to me
And
Come to teach.
Edwin in London say I flat. Obi Louis said, ha ha ha. Jennifer Coffee, nice one.
Yes.
Boy, look at people, boy. Joke with that. 126 people, and I carried all. Amanel George says she's watching. Oh my God. Bernard George is watching. Prince Nancy. Package and sell that prayer.
No, we need to
package it and
we
sell
need
that
to
prayer.
package. We need to put copyrights on that.
I want you to copyrights
on that.
Good evening. Good evening, caller.
When you come down to Salt,
Good evening.
I think I needed. I prayed it.
You want that prayer?
I prayed it.
You prayed the prayer? Thank you. All right. Boy, the person said they prayed that prayer. That means they said that prayer.
1 week.
1 week. 1 week.
1 week.
What?
You get your husband.
Well, in 1 week you pray. Next Sunday,
If his head hard.
call we.
His head hard.
And what's his name again?
Norris.
Who's that Norris?
Norris.
Who's that Norris? Prap. Put on the phone.
Yeah.
Next week he call.
I
I am Norris.
Norris. That proud you.
Oh my God, very good, Mama. You have the young people
Cracking
on
up.
alert. So the young people are on alert now. Boy. Marvel says she's listening from Antigua. Can you imagine? Very entertaining. The person tell you very entertaining.
Yeah, very nice. It's a true story.
Enjoying their Sunday.
Boy, I cannot believe that. That is something else. I must visit this lady one day, especially after a sea bath. Boy, people not easy, boy.
From the kids like Roro, boy.
I tell you.
Rosa Bon Knight says that listening from Houston, nice love story. Can you imagine what a nice
It's a
love
nice story. Yeah, it's nice.
I mean, she said she's asking God now. Everybody getting big.
Right.
That's what I like, you know. Everybody's getting big, and because everybody's getting big, she take her prayer book, she lay on her bed, and she asked God to
Send
somebody
to keep her company.
But she now do not know God is a miracle God.
Yeah,
God send the person for her in 1 week, next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Moula you can still I will meet the telephone la dong as well. Oh my God. Go pass if God can voye moula ko. Boy, I can imagine. Let me see what the person Arlene Minadman says. Angie's passing out with laughter, and she said that she prayed that prayer, and in 2 weeks she had eye.
She had who?
My brother is saying that his wife
Prayed that.
had that same prayer.
And in 2 weeks,
she gets him.
He get married.
So there might be other people with your story, though.
Yeah.
Great program, prayer works, and the sea bath is part of the love story. Boy, that is nice.
That is something else, boy.
You see, she prayed with faith and was honest in the prayer. That's the God we serve.
That's the God we serve.
We, Lord, nice romantic story. Well, Lord, nice romantic story.
That was a good story.
But that is a story, we. Antivel. Huh?
When I was talking to people about that, people not too little. Yeah, I was really enjoying.
I can imagine sometimes
story.
when you and your husband when he was alive, when he was on the bed and when you break that story to him, all used to laugh about it.
Oh yes, he told me he's campaign. He was campaigning. Wow.
At least he was honest.
Yeah. So now I'm in Salisbury, so everything finished. No sea bath.
Yeah, that somebody said. Gilda Jones Del Sol said, it have to be Salisbury Sea.
What?
It has to be.
Where were you
Salisbury
living? In Salisbury Sea?
Salisbury Sea, yeah.
Oh, on the flat there,
We used to
man.
go down and we still then change and I was going to see and bathe. And after I just go up in the mud.
And somebody said, Mr. Adams, hello. God consider her age and he answer her prayer.
At 72.
At the right time.
72.
72.
How long your husband stayed with you?
We met in.
You met in 2006.
2006.
They married in 2014 and he died in 2017.
And he died in 2017.
11 years?
11 years.
Yeah, 11 years.
So
he was older than you?
Yes, he was 4 years older than me.
It was a nice love story.
It's a
Then
nice
he told me when and through there, and he told me anything that happened to him. If anything happened to him, he'll be, he knows that I'll be well taken care of.
Wow.
Because, you know, the way the children, I used to cope my child, and because I used to be at home with him, and he never once heard me pick up my phone and tell my son, I need this and that. So he said, there is one child, when his phone rang, and he pick up his phone, he cannot say, my mommy again, what she wants? No. He never heard me ask him for anything.
Oh, he took care of you, man. You're well taken care of.
Boy, that was nice.
That's a nice romantic story.
At the age, and Mark, you know, the guy met at the age of 16.
And he got a bite.
The first time I saw him was 16 years.
And the man got a bite, and the man never forget that, you know.
50 years later.
Yeah.
50 years later.
We can make a story out of that, man.
On his left breast, hung, and
50 years later, she saw him again.
Oh, boy, that's a love story.
Never turn back.
Nice love campaign. And God answers all that at all.
And you hear what she said to us? She don't want men again, you know.
If you know,
83. 83, retired now.
Oh dear.
That's a love story. That's great. I like that.
Let's go to the telephone. Good evening to you, caller. Good evening.
Good evening, George and Aradia.
What's that? Bama love story.
What? Bama love story, Mama.
Moko sao.
Uko that time,
Oui.
Mon côté about to connect.
Claudia Steca venu pour Michel tous les jours. Qu'a quitté la porte 11h.
Ouais, mais alors, ouais. Et bien, on dit ça au cas où il bouche au cas très bien, là. Et bien, mon cas madame, after a bite, it was a sweet bite. It was a sweet bite. It was a love bite.
That's a love bite.
Yes, a love bite. That was it. That's why the man come back.
Okay.
That was a love bite.
Merci, madam.
Boy, that must have been a love bite for true.
For true.
Because that bite stayed there all his life.
You see why the Lakou is very important.
Yes.
Yes, man. That's very interesting.
That bite sent love, shock in the body.
Yeah.
So
Never forget that.
He had to find her. Why?
And you see how these young girls were disciplined in the old days.
Yes.
You don't mess around. You get bite, you get slapped.
You can invite me at your home. You're 19 years, like 16 years old. Déjà touché moi.
Yeah. Huh? That's very good.
I bite him.
It's the way you're trained.
And not only that, you know. He said, but that's a good woman. Right?
That's a good woman.
And all his life he thinking of the woman. He jigged my hair, but he's still thinking about her.
Yes, and she herself doesn't want any more. That's a I like that story.
And he felt it through his bone.
Who's that?
Facebook
that did that.
Facebook D.
He felt
it through his bones. But Auntie Vel, boy, you were good.
Shock them.
I do one.
You were good.
Yeah, but
you shocked Mr.
I joke with me by that. You see why I was concerned with me and my life.
And your life.
T. Francis said that that's a real bite.
Real bite.
You could never forget that.
I like this story.
Yes. Gone are those days. So somebody saying
those days are finished.
That finish?
That again.
But I'm surprised that nobody has called to ask you, show them how to do that bite.
No, they ask for the prayer.
No, but listen, you have to do the shocking first. How?
Yeah, boy said so.
Auntie Vel, show us how you do the bite.
No, it was like maybe it just come behind my while I was sitting over so you maybe come to touch my dog. And I did not stay there, you know. OPH on my legs. I never turned back.
She bite and run.
What are you touching me for?
And you know that was good discipline in the old days. That was a good story.
And you know, he said that when that happened to him, he said, you see that lady there?
She's serious.
It's somebody I can trust.
I hear that.
And I never saw the person again. I myself thinking of Miss...
Nara Winston say, how we say Cecil? That kind of bite. How we say Cecil? But you give a bite.
Yeah, probably when she comes to bite.
I know tomorrow in Salisbury, everybody going to call you hang.
And so many of them, I'll be listening, you know, on TV.
Very nice.
But about this Seamstress is a very great story.
Yeah.
But when you talk about the romantic part,
that was interesting.
That was very interesting.
Right.
72.
72. Not many people get married at 72.
I have not heard. First time I'm hearing this one.
You must be the most unusual one to get married at 72, man.
Well, I think I'll go on Facebook after the end of the. If anybody is listening, I want them to go on Facebook and find out at what age the oldest person got married.
In Dominica.
In Dominique. I wonder if, in Dominica.
72 would be a record. I don't know anybody getting married at 80.
You know, 72 and 76.
Anybody get married at 76?
I know a lady in Fonkole. I think she would have been maybe a little older, you know. That is Irma Ostrey's mother and adopted father. They were of age.
When they got married?
Yeah, they got married, you know.
That's an interesting story. That would be good homework. Very interesting.
Now, you said that you miss a lot more. What else you have to tell us?
About?
You said you had much more to say.
About other things.
About other things.
No, well, again, to go back to NDFD, and in 2003, I got Entrepreneur of the Year. And then in 98, in 90, I went to Trinidad for 2 weeks. And in 98, I was selected from NDFD again on quality, because the President of the United States used to send aid for NDFD to help small business persons in Dominica. So they wanted to see the work done, what their money's worth. So I was one of the persons selected to go to Barbados.
Just before you continue, let me just read that quickly. Anita Felix said, give Cecil that prayer for me. Mon Dieu. Mon Dieu.
Oh my God.
Anita.
That fella, no, if that fella had had,
I know her well.
After you get that prayer, his head will soften.
I'll vote for you. You put your name Anita. Good for you. Rosalind Severus says that, whoa, you all not easy. Noreen Joseph said that she's watching.
Noreen.
Marvin Breedy says that, well, it's not unusual. It's usual in Dominica. It's usual in Dominica, but elder people get married here in the US at any time.
Okay.
Or at all time. I know somebody got married at the age of 75. And a lady in Fonkole got married. That's the day
that's what talking about.
Yeah, that's Irma Ostrey's mother. But she said that she got married at the age of 88.
Ooh.
That's what the person said. The lady in Fonkole got married at age 88. I'm trying to remember her name. Tia Francis. She says that the sewing machine was biting sewing teacher. Is the machinery? It already says machine. So is the sewing machine that was biting, not you?
No, okay. I know.
So did he engage you first?
No, we were not engaged.
Okay.
You just got married.
When I came, I went down in 2006 and we stayed there for a while. But because he got married to a white woman. He and his first wife, I think, got divorced.
Let's go to the telephone quickly. Good evening.
Dr. Griffin and Nichols get married after 70.
After 70, okay. Dr. Nichols and
Dr. Griffin.
Dr. Griffin and Miss Nichols.
Yes.
On Independence Street?
No.
Virgin Lane.
Virgin Lane, yes.
Yeah. Virgin Lane.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for that info. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So you have people who are actually getting married at,
70 plus.
Josephine Thomas says that she's watching. But so those people that are 55 and 60 and so on, don't lose hope.
There's hope.
There's a lot of hope,
Yes, I get it.
Let's go back a little bit to the sewing, Antivel. In today's world, do you find that young people get themselves involved in sewing?
That's a good question.
If they are interested, no. Because most of them, I don't know, some of them, as I said to a lot of them, yes, you have the education, you have a big job, but sometimes you still need
the skill
to wear clothes. You need to do dress to go to work nicely. Not that some of them say they haven't got the patience, number one, and some of them that say that's not their line. But I try to encourage them because sewing is important. You must wear clothes. And if you can do it yourself with $20, you can be dressed. So $5, you buy the material, your dress. If you can do it yourself, If you have to bring it, go and buy it, you buying it online and it's still not fitting and it still have to come to you.
So I just want to tell Brain, I want to tell Brain that Princess Nisati told you, Mr. Brains, Mr. Brain needs the prayer and some seawater. I'll read it again. Mr. Brain needs the prayer
And this
and some seawater.
And they say,
Rose, you heard Rose? So when Brain come home, Rose. Tell Brain tomorrow bring you in the sea. By my boy. So you have to bring her to the sea every Monday.
right, I campaign.
And so you
Start my
campaign.
campaign.
when then everything is organized,
Yes.
campaign closed.
Yes. I like that boy.
Well,
Yeah, let me
something.
campaign.
So we're back to the sewing. So the young people, do you find the interest into this to really generate?
They are not
Revenue.
because they
Well-
haven't got the patience. Because what I'm looking at now, there's a lady, two of them I thought. One is, two of them, they are married. One I made her child do it last year. And they had said that they are just living too far. If they were living nearer, they would be at my home every day. And but they can sew very well. So what I decided, if we can interact with each other, they could be doing it at their home, I'm doing it at home, and we can organize ourselves. If I have work to do, they help me, I help them, and we organize.
What about young people? Are you disappointed in
Well, very much so, because even those I raised, none of them were interested in sewing, because the first one, her daughter, she said 50 years before she was born, I was working for myself. Now I am her role model because she wants to go into bath suits and so. She's shy and hers. And then she wants to go, and I'm her role model. When she gave her speech at her opening, she said she have me as her role model, so she would like to go into her own business as well.
and you're helping her now as we speak to do sewing.
Do you make bath suits?
No, she is going into bath suits, but I never make bath suits. But if there's anything she has repairs, because the last time she brought two for me to repair, fix they were too big and I had to adjust it for her.
Okay.
So I tell her anything she has to do, and once I can help, I'm willing to help her.
Julian Lloyd Benjamin is watching. Thomas Victor is watching. And someone said, I'm not calling the name. Someone says, yes, Mr. Brain needs it. So you need the seawater.
I need the seawater.
And you need prayer. So you have to get that in. In the US, that's big business. Getting married at what's the big business? The writer. I'm not so sure you're talking as a big business. If it's the seamstress job or the age of getting married, at late age of getting married. Yeah, help me on that one. No. What about tailors? You find that we have a lot of tailors those days?
For me,
Yes.
I don't think so, because recently a fellow was graduating and he came for him to take his measurement. Well, somebody of his was overseas and to take the measurement for him so he could send and get the clothes. But as I said, enough people not interested in doing the job.
Well,
I don't know why.
Well, Cecilia, one of the things that I find is when I go around Roso, most of the tailors and the seamstress now are Haitians.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I find, which I think you're very right, Auntie Bella, that more of our young people need to learn that skill. It's very important.
Yeah. I just found out there was a recent early couple from Jamaica got married earlier in the year. Rena, 83 years, and her husband, 76 years in Jamaica.
Okay.
Yeah, so
it's not unusual.
On T Nation, I think on T Nation, that's somewhere in Jamaica. Nathalie Blaise says that, hi Auntie Vel, love you. So your people are telling you how they really love you. It's good. But you know, what do you eat to look so well? Before you go, let's take that call. Good evening, caller.
Marriage and got no age limit, you know.
We know that. That for sure we know.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you. And that for sure I know. Marriage has got no age limit. All right, Auntie Vel?
Yep.
What makes you look so good?
Well, what really makes me good right now at the moment, I live at home and I still have people coming around. they want me to do anything for them. Sometimes I would ask them to sit and wait. If they want it, if they turn their back, that's it. The company is good, so we can talk. I mean, I do what I have to do. I mean, I love doing what I'm doing, pass it on to people, and I feel good.
Napoli Bless says, Auntie Velma, you are so blessed. God is good, and thumbs up. I love this moment. Appreciate her while she's alive. And Lisa George said that she's watching. And Natalie Blaise also said, great company. She's like, she likes to socialize. You didn't tell us that one. When we party, you like parties? Auntie Vel.
What?
I'm asking if you like parties. You tell me that you socialize.
Not really. Because, when I had my different union, I didn't have time for those type of things. So now, to me, it's not my line. I rather do my work, have my work to do. I stayed when I want to rest, I rest, relax myself. If I want to go downstairs, I go. I don't want to go, I cook, make sure I cook, I eat. People come at my home, I entertain them. We go up. I don't tell them from the first place when people come at my home, the kitchen is there, I don't know what to eat. Anything, find yourself in the kitchen.
Let's go back to the telephone. Good evening.
Good night.
Good night.
The prayer seems to hit me. I'm 73, and my boo telling me next month we're getting married.
What's that? Say that again. Hold on. I don't get that breath. Hold on.
Take your time.
The prayer meet me, and look, my boo telling me next month we're getting married. I'm 73.
And your boo tell you, Okajik the boo?
Your boo?
Okajik the boo? I want to speak to your boo. Let me speak to the boo. Well, let me speak to the boo.
I don't die yet.
I know you don't die, but when the boo. Let me speak to the boo.
I don't die.
You don't Boo, I want to talk to you, boo. Huh?
Next month we married in.
I want to say, on va inviter moi then. No invitation for me?
C'est pas là pour y aller, c'est pas ça.
You're 73 and you're boo.
So, who prayed for who? You prayed or he prayed? But this she put on the phone. I want you to tell me who prayed.
Boo wants to marry her. Boo wants to marry her.
Yeah, she even use Auntie Vera, she even using young people's language.
Her boo tell
she was using young people's language. Her boo. Her boo. So I want to find out from him if his bay accepted.
The bay now.
That bay and that boo,
What?
The boo. The boo is for
the man. And the bay.
And the bay is for the girl.
Oh, that's the new language.
Yes, that's the language. You must know that.
The boo and the bay.
Just said my boo asked me to marry.
And your bay say yes.
And my bay said yes.
Look language.
My boo. Teresa Register laughing out loud. And Cyrene saying, what a night. I deliberately say Cyrene, no name not Cyrene. Marvin Richard, she's gone. Boo said she wants to get married.
And her base says yes.
Her base says yes.
Oui, bon. They're not easy with your new language, man.
Look, somebody tell me they peeping on them. What's here? Goldie Williams said, boy, I peeping on me.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine? Huh?
Boy, this is modern language. You have to learn that language, man.
Auntie Vel, you're not easy to know. You know that? You're not easy to know. Huh? Look, somebody, Marvin Brady said, I flat. Her boo said next month. So they moved from boyfriend in the old days.
Your boyfriend.
They moved from boyfriend to fiancé.
Yeah.
To my lover.
Right.
To now the lady, the 73-year-old lady saying, my boo wants to get married next month.
To my bae.
And the bae says yes. Boy.
That's new language in tongue, boy. Boy, language changing.
If language changing. so now, Velma, let's come back to sewing, as we said earlier on. That today's world, we're seeing quite a lot of social media information that you can go to any supermarket, any store online and see clothes. Do you go to those shopping lines to look at some of the clothes that are made so that you can make it?
Well, yes.
You
There are
do
lots
that?
of them. Like when you watch online, and then you can see, you know, like the style, you can just make them. Because you have, I mean, you know what to do. Sometimes the teaching the sewing online, but if you cannot sew, you will not learn.
Okay.
You must be able to sew, because they don't explain anything to you. You just see them cut and.
So the
So if
YouTube,
you cannot do it-
the YouTube thing, you will not advise any person that is learning to sew to really go on YouTube to learn to sew.
If they do not know anything, they have to have an idea. So they will know, because the people on YouTube don't teach you. They just do their thing, you know, and they just cut. You just see them come and they cut on. But if you don't know what to do, you will not be able to follow. But if you can sew, well, you'll be able to follow 100%. Because you have the idea, you know what to do.
Elsa Parker says, let me see what Elsa Parker said. Elsa Parker said something, but this thing is going so fast on me. I'm so happy. I am so happy to see Miss Velma, and to her voice, God bless you. The person saying that happy to see you and to hear your voice.
Right,
Somebody would hear, but the person is Elsa Parker. I don't know if you would know the person, but the person for sure would know you. Someone said that, well, Sparrow said age is just a number. Thank you very much, Shima John, for watching. Shima said that she's watching. Lay out my number, one program. Alicia Ambo, Antivel, one of a kind.
Alicia, I know. Thank you, Alicia.
Kind, strong, hardworking woman, and a professional seamstress. The best in my opinion. So quite a number of persons are still giving you your kudos.
Flowers, yeah.
You know? It's good that you could actually have people really appreciating what you have done for them, for the communities that you have lived in. So you said that you lived in Bois. You actually was. By the way, did you tell us the lady name that taught you to sew?
Was that?
The lady who taught you to sew, what's her name?
Roso John Baptist, but she had gone to England. I don't know, England or Canada, where she went. But I don't know if she's alive or she's dead.
Wow, so since she left, you never heard of her? She left how many years ago?
Oh, yes.
Many years?
Many years ago.
Oh, okay.
And she migrated.
And today, that thanks God you knew her, because you have helped quite a number of people. You have taught a number of ladies, and maybe men too. Now, I know that as a boy growing up, Velma, my mother sent me once to learn a skill. She wanted me to do carpentry, I remember once, because my father did joinery, and she wanted me to do carpentry or something of that nature. I didn't like it. I don't know why. Then she told me you have to go and learn to be a tailor. And she sent me by Chalimo. You know Chalimo?
Yeah, I know
Chalimo Sweetie.
Yeah, Sweetie.
He's dead now.
Yep.
Chalimo was on Independence Street.
That's right.
I went there once, and I watched Chalimo, and I never went back. I never. But you know what? I so like to hem. I so when you have long, in those days you have hand me down. So
Right.
when you get hand me down, you have to
Done it.
You have to seam. A seam. That's what they call it. That's what they call it. Antivel. Seam. They not seam. When you
Make repairs.
make repairs, yes,
Oh, you done it.
Done it.
And you
Done
have
it.
to
Done
and
it.
you have
Yeah.
to-
The done it,
You have
yes.
to done it.
Okay,
Yeah,
done.
you have to
And-
done it. And you have to done it in such a way that the white or black or whatever color
Doesn't show.
doesn't show on the other side.
Yeah.
And I was good at that. Bois. Good evening to you, caller.
Hello, good evening, Cecile.
Yes.
I am
Good evening.
the picture from Dublin. Chavel, I just want to tell Chavel that she has done a very good job. Chavel, I love you so much. Congratulations. and I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Very good program.
Thank you very much.
Good chatting. Very good.
Thank you.
Yes.
See you tomorrow.
All right.
No problem.
Huh, that one have a class for tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, she has to come by me tomorrow.
She has to come by you.
She's a preschool teacher. And the school which she's teaching, I started that preschool in Bois. So when I left Bois in 71, when I left, that school was transferred to Dibla because she got married to somebody in Dibla.
Okay.
And I'm still sewing for her because last few weeks back, graduation ceremony, I made their sashes for them.
You have someone from Barbados actually tune in. The person said that they locked in from Barbados. Another person said, enjoy Ms Pierre Louis' story. That is Tina. And Cyril Duhus.
He's married to my niece, Cassandra's husband.
Cassandra's husband, right. For all your sewing needs, contact the best seamstress in town.
The man of
What is that?
Cyril is saying, for all your sewing needs, contact the best seamstress in Dominica.
Wow.
Love you, auntie.
Wow,
Thank you.
that's a free advertisement for you there.
Well, Cyril, tomorrow I come for my money. Tomorrow I'm coming for my money. Lucia Esprit Gordon. Yes, one of a kind. People embrace the opportunity she is willing to teach, and this is a skill. The government should take note of this and give a stipend to her so she can continue teaching. By the way, is the government and yourself in close relation in reference to helping people to sew?
The thing is, I was asked to teach at calls in Portsmouth, but it's none. She resides in Salisbury. So I told her, I am not going to look for transport and come down to Portsmouth. And if they can provide transport for me, I don't have a problem.
Okay.
She said, it's something I was wearing on Feast of Christ the King. And somebody approaches me, it was a headpiece, and then the person came and the person told me, somebody referred her to me and they came and asked me questions. And she said, I love your headpiece. So I said, thanks. So she told me, well, that lady told me you can sew very well. I said, I'm an apprentice. She told me, no.
Then
because I even made a dress for her because she came to me, she brought a piece of material, I made a dress for her. And then so I told sister, I don't mind going to teach anywhere, but transport must be provided.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not driving. Although somebody had promised me a vehicle, but I did not really accept the vehicle because I'm not, at my age, I'm not going to drive on that crazy road.
Nathalie Blair says the best in making WAP duet.
Yeah.
Colin King, Teacher Vel, do you know a lady by the name of Ma Limos? And
Malimunia's clan says, yeah. All of them listening.
Yes. Gerard Dorset says that he's watching, and Cyril Duro said that he's also watching. So you have everybody locked in. You know, it's good. And also to what the program does is to allow the general public to know much more about people. And here tonight I must say that the program did justice to you, and you did justice to the program to tell us all the things that you have been able to do and how you have been able to touch the lives of many. And I really do appreciate that. So the Lakou program is really to get people to have a greater understanding of the good old things that we did in the Lakou. And your Lakou taught you well. Your Lakou taught you not just to be a seamstress, but to be a kind, patient, and loving person. Your other siblings they are out of Dominica, you said, right?
What's that?
You said that your other siblings are out of Dominica.
One, my son.
No, sorry, your other siblings, your other brothers, your brother and sister.
So my brother is in Dominica.
Your brother is in Dominica.
One sister is in California. She's a nurse there. And the two others are in Dominica. And myself.
Okay. Wow. So what kind of relationship that you have with them? Do they send and tell you, Vel, make my shit for me. Vel, I want your pants. I come to Dominica.
No, well, it's only one. My son, the last time he spoke to me and he told me the cost of, he bought a pant and something, the cost, what it costed him. So if he was in Dominica, because when I went to Canada in 94, there was a lady who wanted me to work with her in her own sewing place. But I told her I came to Canada for 2 months, and the people in Dominica need my help. What I would stand in Dominica, they need in Canada, they needed it in Dominica. So bye bye.
You love your you love your country.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Somebody told me on Facebook that you love ginger wine.
Who's that?
Someone said to me you love ginger wine.
Who's that? But I trust Melissa that maybe say that. I trust Melissa, my niece. I trust her.
She said, Auntie looking well. She loves ginger wine. Boy, you really like ginger wine?
Oh, yes, because I told my son one day, I don't know, he was talking to me, and I told him I was making some juice, and I told him I put in ginger wine in my juice. Mommy, put in ginger wine in juice. I said, why not? We had a little appetite.
Oh, you like your wine?
I like my ginger wine. So when she come down at home, she always bring my ginger wine for me.
Well, that's good. One of the things I like is her commitment to her country. She loves her country. Coming back from Canada, saying you don't want to work in Canada, you want to come back home to help you. But that's good. That's noble. I like that.
Somebody said, well, Famsa Bopukoi.
Oh my God.
They say that you're good for yourself and your mouth is your problem. You're stuck straight.
Oh, yes. Nothing to hide.
Nothing to hide.
Nothing to hide.
Whether you like me or not, I have nothing to lose.
Why?
Once God is with you, who can be against you?
I know that. I always love that.
Once you put your trust in Him, He comes first, He gives you everything you have. Life, everything.
Wow. Boy. I know you're supposed to be in your bed at that time. I have to go to Salisbury, right? I know at that time you're not watching TV, you're ready to go and sleep. So I think I'm ready to send you home, right? You ready to go home?
No, not really.
Okay.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem, you know. As I said, I am free. Today, what is today? Today is Monday.
Today is Sunday.
Today is Sunday.
Yeah, she's so free.
Well,
it says we can take up to 10:30.
Yes, you're so free.
Free as a bird.
Not even the day you remember it.
Right now.
Brain.
Yeah, very interesting. One of the things that I want to just take up, you see, a lot of the young people doesn't understand what it is. And I find it very amazing that she making her own shoes to go to school. You know, I found it very interesting that young people should, especially in the Lakou, when you listen, that people understand it was not always a privilege to have a shoe, especially when you come from the country. That's one of the things I found quite amazing.
Yeah.
So it was just in my mind to ask her. It just sleep. I don't know why, but something important I need to find out from her.
So let me ask you. You make pants and shit for men.
Well, I mostly used to going to women's stuff, but last week a fellow came for me to make a pant for me. I had to go for an interview, so I tried it. I told him, usually men span have more, more work, but women, it's just easier. But I said right now, at my age, my aim is to more rest, less work, relax.
You never thought of creating a brand?
Well, what I have is my not my business card, my name tag.
What's your name tag?
What I had was you did something when you make the clothes, then you put the mark at the back of it.
Okay.
But what I did not do it for myself alone. It was Pierre Louis, an associate. So I am not the only person. So you have, just like you have other people who there with you. So the name is not Velma, made by Velma, but Velma and Associates. So I put it at the back of the clothes.
So you haven't got no symbol besides the writing and any symbol so that people can. You have no symbols or symbol so people can know that that is Velma's clothes. It's like Nike has a tick.
Well,
Adidas has a flower.
As a flower?
No, Adidas has a flower. I'm not saying. Do you have
Brand,
a symbol to identify your brand?
Well, not at the moment.
Not at the moment. You need to think about that.
Hopefully, I think you can think about that. And then there are one or two persons. There's a lady who's very interested. She lives at Top Farm. Somebody referred her to me, but she comes by me. But it's a bit difficult because she has a grandchild. But she told me she'll be listening. Or she comes by me. And then we plan to work together. But it's a bit difficult, for her to come down. Sometimes she comes down late. I can more go to her, but where she lives, you have to climb down too many steps. But as I said, I'll still take a chance because I can more reach her than she can reach me.
Now, Helen Henderson asked, Teacher Vel, I hope you still have my measurement. Esther.
Who?
Helen Henderson. She said, Teacher Vel, I hope you still have my measurement. Esther.
Wow.
So,
I can remember that person.
Well,
so many measurements I've taken already.
Mm-hmm.
So many people. I was in town. I go down to Salisbury. You can follow on some of the measurements.
Let me ask you a question. What type of brand of machine you use? Singer, what is the brand you use now?
Well, I have Singer and I use the other one. What is the other one now? There's another brand again, but my brand was more Singer.
And do you use Moto or you use...
Moto I use.
Okay.
And there was a time, when I was in Libna Lane, yeah, I think when I was in Libna Lane, the other time I couldn't walk, because I had a heavy duty machine. And then I was sewing every day, and it was very fast. And there was a time I couldn't walk, I would be wearing a pair of shoes, and as I had no shoe on my feet. The foot was numb. So I used to
pedal.
You're pedaling?
No, the motor was fast, but a heavy duty one. And then also that almost crippled me,
Wow.
And then I had to close my workshop for 3 months. My sister, the one nursing condition, tell me, go in the sea and bathe, and I stayed there. Then the lady told me, big Christmas, you close? I told her, yes, I have to take care of myself. You want your clothes. You're not concerned about me.
Yeah, your health is first. Now, Gerard Benjamin says, I've learned about this lady and her sewing skills just a couple of months ago. But now, hearing about her remarkable life story, I hope to get to meet her in person, seeing that I live in Salisbury. So, Munsaka was still Salisbury.
Wow.
So, you give me the idea.
Who's that?
His name is Gerald Benjamin.
Gerald Benjamin.
Yes. Coax, I think that's Dr. Coax Frederick. He said that he's watching.
Wow.
So, Jik Dr. Kagade.
Oh my God. I know that would happen, today.
Chris B. Banton, that's a calypso from St. Joseph. He said that he's watching. And Jennifer Coffey is asking if you have your own Facebook page. Do you have your own Facebook page?
I don't think so. And my phone.
Well, get your grandchildren to do that for you.
My niece.
Yeah, get your niece to do that for you.
My niece.
I know you're listening. Tomorrow, get the lady Facebook page. And when you get the page, create the brand name for her, put the symbol for her, and get all the clothes that she has on her phone that she should wapo, give it to you, and put this thing on the lady Facebook.
Okay. I have a lot of them.
And I want to make sure you call her Auntie Vel. Don't put Catherine. Remember Catherine.
Teacher Vel, most people.
Most people call it what? Vevel?
Yeah, a lot of people, because I used to teach.
Vevel?
Teacher Vel.
Teacher Vel. So put Teacher Vel. What do you mean you used to teach?
Who's that?
What do you mean you used to teach? You used to teach class like 1 and 1 or 2?
No. I used to teach. I studied at preschool, and from there I taught at the Dublin Government School for 3 months. But they wanted me to stay, but I said, I'm going to teach what I know, what I like. And I like sewing, so I just go into sewing instead.
Our bouillon king, that's what I think. Derek Rapita says he's watching.
Derek,
yes. So he might make a song on you.
Oh my God.
Derek might make a song on you. And that
One
song,
of the song would be Married at 73.
Married at 72. No, prayer book Married at 72. Prayer book Married at 72.
Bouillon.
And Rabbi be start putting the
Lyrics together.
I know.
and go look for your prayer.
Boy, so go and look for your prayer. Catherine Franz Seraphine said, I did a sewing class with her some time ago. So quite a number of people are actually, stating that they did work with you some time ago.
A lot of people. Like some people, I can remember them. Sometimes when I said, I'll have to say, hello, how are you? What's your name again?
Nothing bad. These things happen to the best of us.
Yes.
It happens to the best of us. No, you said that you like ginger wine. What foods do you know like?
What food?
Yeah, like.
Everything. I eat anything.
How much you buy?
Nothing to say, well, you particular by that. I think it can kill you, go for it. Food.
Wow.
Anything.
N'importe viande too.
Use anything to cook. Once it is food, let's go.
Wow, and keeps you strong and you look good.
Yeah, that, Vel. So, Juliatine Andrew Toma said that the song should be I Bite Him. I bite him hard. He came back for more honey. I bite him hard. So rather give your line already. I bite him hard. He came back for more honey. I bite him hard.
That's a new type of song,
So Roso, you better put that on paper.
Right. Put that on paper.
My sister's husband had a child with Roso's mother.
Okay. Very interesting. Well, that's very interesting.
So it's a family mem.
You're part of the family.
Mm-hmm. Look, somebody laughing this song already, boy.
We pop.
Well, maybe he should add something about her, her skills as well.
Yes. Now, somebody wants to find out from you, Vel, if you're doing gardening or you're doing exercises for you being so
fit. What do you do? You have a backyard garden?
I have a backyard garden, but somebody's working there. A Haitian again, Dominican. You see, I used to pay $100 to clean the yard. So then a Haitian, once he was passing, another lady there, and then the lady asked him, you want a piece of land to work? Then he said yes, but he left. But there's another one he left there. And he's working the garden. But I trim my hedge myself, I clean my yard.
So what do you grow in your backyard garden?
What he grew, cucumber. What he grows there, cucumber, tomatoes. And I gave him some plant sorrel. I did some sorrel there last year. And I had some sorrel planted, and he'll plant it, at the edge, and then you can plant like any other thing in the center. But that is wide enough. Well, you must come and visit there.
I will come, remember I tell I'll come.
That's a nice place, man.
Yeah, not for a fool. I promise. And when I come, I'll make everybody know I went by Vel's home because I want to see what.
But Vel's
remember I told you I wanted to sew my outfit for independence. So
all now, so because there are lots of people I tell my clothes.
Well, you tell them your clothes?
But of course.
Well, who need to You have to open for me.
But you have a nice.
We are in July.
Yeah, I coming by you. I tell you. When I come in on the West Coast, I'm having it straight bow. I'll call you. I have your phone number. I'll call you. Good evening. What's that? Share more de moi. Monsieur go share déjà oui. Monsieur go share.
Dog bite.
Comment share ça? Dog bite dog. Ou jamais vous share à moi de share. Share que moi de moi. Oh, Vel! Now I get the joke.
That's a nice one.
Vel, I'm moving the more money.
Nice one.
Because if Vel more than me, I have to say the prayer.
You have to say the prayer.
If Vel more than me, I have to say the prayer. So I know that Vel, you have to go to Salisbury. What do you want to say to Salisbury people, young people in particular?
What's that?
What would you like to say to young people?
Young people.
What I would like to say to them is having a skill is very important. And what I am doing is important. And you just need people to do the work. Then you can, instead of ordering, you buying in Salisbury. Let people come out to Roso and come to me, because as I said, anybody who wants me, come down to Salisbury. That's where the destination lies. Because as a lady told me once, Uncle Norris did not bring you to Salisbury for himself alone. He bring you to Salisbury to Jambawi.
To Jambawi?
To Jambawi. He did not bring you there for himself.
No, you are...
And he's not there.
No, you're 83.
And I'm 83. I'll be 84 in September.
Totally, 2 months again?
Yeah.
2 months in August? No, September?
September 6.
September, you'll be 84. Où les dit qui joue?
September 6.
September 6. Well, we'll have to remember that, oui?
6th of September.
We'll have to make a little party for you, oui? We'll have to make a
so the uncle knew what he was doing. He didn't only bring her there for himself, but he brought him for the extended family. And he did well.
And right now the destination lies
in Salisbury.
I think what has to... I'm seeing now that government wants to do vocational skills at the schools. So it's a good opportune time that the Ministry of Education maybe can get into it. Because you're still slim, you're still willing, and you're still able
to help.
You know, that's important.
Yeah.
That's important.
That's important.
That's really, really
transferring
important.
skills.
As I can do it,
yes,
you'll do it.
I will do it.
But you're looking real fit, eh?
Right. But what I like, the line I like, is the old man who saw her when she was 16 years, brought her down to Salisbury.
No. Brought her to his home.
His home in Salisbury.
Yes.
And now
he was
she's
19 years. And she was 16
years. So that old man had a plan for her.
And he was 19.
Right.
Wow.
And he said, he did not want to, he didn't have anything, so he could not settle down with me because he had nothing. So he had to migrate
and get something.
Woman, he got married, they divorced, he got another white woman again. I think the other white woman, they divorced. Well, that's how in Salisbury, the woman died.
Wow.
And the man waiting for you all the time there.
Yeah, right. And Salisbury now.
Ujik was plus long que.
Yeah, in Salisbury now.
He was so happy. Ujik allait avant. You make the man heart so happy.
Yeah, he went.
He left and he got about his business.
And the man knew he left a good woman.
And the people of Salisbury cherish her. That's good.
There so that his memory will be...
And his memory is there.
Right.
Thank you, Sister Vel.
But when I come, I want you to meet me on the flat and we drive into your home because I do not know exactly where in Salisbury you live.
Well, let me tell you. If you want to pass in the middle of Salisbury, you come up straight to La Savane. And there's a gas station on the left-hand side. Now there's an empty lot. So there's this, when you pass the school road, like the Savane, you're going up straight up. Now on my veranda, there's a pink and white flowers.
Well, that's a
so
big
if
house,
you're coming, all you do call me. I'll be waiting. I'll just stand there and wait for you. And
yes.
Because once they came to bring a fridge for us, and I explained to them where I was living. And when it felt rich, I was standing on the step and he started to laugh because
I had a
direction
friend,
I gave him.
I had a friend in Salisbury. She since then passed a few years ago. She still got forestry department.
At forestry?
Yes.
Who's that?
I'm trying to remember her name, but we were very good friends.
Right.
Very, very, very good friends.
But she have a nice house, Cecil. If it's by the school up there.
I was about to ask you. I know the school where the school is.
Yeah, the school is on the hill there.
Yeah.
That's a big house.
So I will definitely have to. And soon I come by you know what I want my clothes.
You better come tomorrow because or else you'll be left behind.
No, I tell you very soon I come by you so that I can really, because I really want something for the independence because I've been going, and sometimes I buy. But doesn't mean I like what I buy.
That is the other thing. That is the other thing.
Because independent time, I have no other choice. And according to what you do for me, Papa, I'll have to forget about buying clothes overseas and buy.
And then you may bring other clients as well.
Of course, definitely.
That's what I told a lady. I told her because there's one by name of Mrs. Geese and another one Mrs. Julius. I taught them to sew. That's why they are living far, but we can work together. They could be at their home because they are at their home. One is a teacher. But the other one, she's at home on her spare time. You don't depend on it. So say, well, you depend on it. But because most of the young people or the people who want to come, what they're looking for is money.
No, Teresa Fridge says, keep it up, Mrs. Velma. At the age of 83, very good. She wants to say that you look very good.
She looks good.
No, I want you to give me a church song. I want you to sing a church song for me.
Who's that?
You.
A church song?
Yeah, I want you to sing I want you to sing a song for me. Any song.
There are some of them, but I would know.
I don't think you sing all. No? Just sing something from Elka.
You mean she's a bido then?
I never said that.
I go to church every Sunday and I'm a choir member.
When
I was
so you see why he asked you to sing?
I was a choir member.
You see why he asked you to sing?
When I went to 35th grade Rodrid, I joined the cathedral choir. When I went to Goodwill, I joined the choir in Goodwill. I brought Goodwill people in the choir. Then when I went to Salisbury, I stayed 3 years before I joined the choir. So one Sunday, then there was a gentleman sitting in front of me. What are you doing on the congregation? What are you doing there? There's not your right place. But I was like, and I knew these songs. So I was singing, and the choir leader said she asked for choir members to join the choir. So I just got from my seat. My husband was sitting on my left, and I just walked onto the choir. It takes me 3 years before I joined the Salisbury choir. You know?
But I just said to you, Vel, you have to sing a song for me. Sing
Part
something
of a song, yeah.
I want to see you. I want to hear your voice.
Oh, my voice. Let me see. Bind us together, Lord, bind us together with words that cannot be broken. Bind us together, Lord, bind us together. Bind us together in love.
Very good.
There is only one.
So you know this song.
Says boy, you know it's, you know.
Let's try together. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Bind us together, Lord. Bind us together with cords that cannot be broken. Bind us together, Lord. Bind us together. Bind us together in love.
That's good.
There is only one body.
Well,
yeah.
but you must go for Calypso, man. That's good, fella.
And you know what? Somebody just said to me that is only one bite.
One bite.
There's only
There's only one bite.
Right,
yeah, man.
And I was able to sing.
You were able to sing.
I'm taking 50.
Well, Cecil, it's a pleasure.
Yes. Well, I want Tina to. Sorry about that. Next week for sure, we will be having a program I know many people want to hear. Evans John. You know Evans John?
Yeah. Oh yes, the former policeman.
Former police officer. Yes, from Collihu. I will be having Evans John.
Wow.
And we will be speaking on things that many of us are not aware of. Evans John, I remember I had him on this program once, and Evans John got, Mal is now gone, Mal is deceased.
Yes.
Mal, when they were going in the bush to look for dreads.
Okay.
And he was ambushed, he and a few, I think about 10 police officers. And he got, Mal sent a gunshot. Well, not Mal, but, anybody would have said.
Yeah, that would be a very nice program.
Oh, yes. So I am telling you, Sunday, tonight is good. Sunday, every Sunday is getting better.
Better, yeah.
But we'll be having Evans John.
Next Sunday.
As a matter of fact, today is Evans' birthday. Today is Evans' birthday.
Wow.
His brother is in Collier. Blaise John is in Collier for a while now. And you know Blaise, right? I'm Velma.
Who's that?
Blaise John.
Yes.
Yes, you must know these people.
Yeah, because it's you, Blobby or Collier.
Collier, say you mem. You know? That's my song after praying with my family. Erica saying that's our national anthem.
Which one?
Well, bind us together.
Bind together, join as one. You know the world would be so nice.
Yeah, so nice, eh?
Jamaica would be so much of a nice place.
Yes. Well,
oh boy.
We sang Bind Us Together, and we did bind together tonight. You did share your story to the world, and I know that many people have listened, and they felt appreciative of the fact that you were able to give them the information that you gave them. So I just want you to give us your last words.
Your final words.
And the reason why I am here is because of, again, one child, and because of the child, I took care of 3 girls, and because of them, I get myself deeper into my work, do it the best of my ability, and how I managed to be here in my barber that refer me to you.
Yes, and I want to say thank you to Wapo.
Yeah, and when Wapo saw it, I showed him my phone, and I showed him it because we were very close, because he took cut my hair for me only while.
And Wapo sent me a message immediately.
Yeah, right away.
Right away. And Wapo said, this lady, you have to have her on the program. She meets your criteria.
And
so
she
bring. And I said, yes, Wapo. I said, Wapo, I have some people in line. I will tell her when she's going to be coming. And I called her, I think, on Monday, and she was excited. She said, yes, I will come. I live in Right Salisbury. I said, you want me to do it on Zoom? She said, no, I'll come.
She came in person.
She came in person. So, your last words?
Yeah, it was a pleasure having you, Ms. Bell. I enjoyed it. I learned a lot. It was a very interactive program, which I enjoyed as well. And do have a good night. It was a pleasure being with you tonight.
You too, thank you. And why I'm here is because of a skill as a seamstress. Which I never thought I would be sitting before you, talking to you right now.
Just want to remind people that the program starts every Sunday at 7 o'clock. It's called Lakou from the Discoveries program. You're going to discover quite a lot of things about the Lakou life. I want to say thank you to all the persons who fought tonight. It was a great program. And 100% keep up the great work, Cecil and the Brain. Thank you very much. Renef Alexis, he says that he's watching. Great job, Auntie. Keep on doing the good. Keep on doing good that you do for others. Wow, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And yes, thank you, Teresa, for informing the person that the program starts at 7. Great program tonight. I enjoyed it. I also enjoyed it. And nice meeting you, also that person. So I just want to say to you, Catherine Pierre Louis, Vidal. That's the first time we're saying Vidal for the night, we?
Pierre Louis was always first.
Yes, Pierre Louis Vidal.
And you cannot be left behind.
Yes, I know. I just want to say to you, safe travels. I know that your niece is bringing you home tonight. And I want to say thank you to you for being here with us. And the information that you gave was very important, very vital. And I want to wish you the very best. You'll be seeing me very soon to do my job for me.
Thank you very much.
Okay? Thanks again, and God bless you.
Thank you. I always listen to your programs anyway.
Thank you.
On Sundays.
All right then.
C'est pitié.